One Piece Avenging My Family, Eradicate All Celestial Dragons. Part 3. The Ultimate Sharp Sword. There are only 12 of them in the entire world. These 12 swords are scattered around the world, and almost all of them are in the hands of famous swordsmen. Some have been lost and no one knows where they are in the world, quietly waiting for their destined ones. It can be said that the Supreme Sword is something that can only be found by chance. Now that he has met her, how could Luo Nuo let her go? Snap! Luo Nuo put Huche back to his waist and came to the broken arm. At this time, the broken arm was still twitching, tightly grasping the first-generation Kitetsu. What a wicked man! What does he want to do? The sword-wielding 5 elders widened their eyes. Quickly stop him! The sword-wielding 5 elders understood Luo Nuo's thoughts and was immediately shocked. This guy wants to take away the first-generation Kitetsu. No, absolutely not allowed. This is not cabbage, but a supreme sword of which there are only 12 in the world. Even if it was the world government, it would take a lot of effort to get such a supreme sword. After all, there are only 12 in the world, and using one is one less. Such a precious sword is hard to come by. How can we let such evil people get away with it for nothing? What's more, since the first-generation Kitetsu was forged, it has been in the hands of the world government, and held by the 5 elders. Once the old 5 elders abdicate, and the new 5 elders take over, the old ones will have to hand over the first-generation Kitetsu to the new ones. Such a good sword handed down from ancient times must not be taken away by Luo Nuo. Damn it! He must be stopped. That is a supreme sword, we cannot let the evildoers get it. The first-generation Kitetsu must not fall into the hands of others. The eyes of the other 5 elders were immediately filled with vigilance. Luo Nuo's strength grew so fast, almost like a rocket. If he were to change his sword from the large sword to the supreme large sword, then Luo Nuo's strength would undoubtedly be further improved. Now he can cut off the arm of an admiral. When he changes the knife, it might be his head that gets chopped off. It must be stopped. You are such an evil person! Don't even think about it! The old man in a suit who was fighting against the Golden Lion immediately wanted to rush forward to stop Luo Nuo. Hey, Laozi is the captain of the Rocks Pirates 2nd Division. How dare you ignore Laozi? You really don't take me seriously. The Golden Lion snorted coldly and released a terrifying sword energy, blocking the path of the old man in the suit. On the other side, Rocks and Whitebeard also stopped 5 elders. Luo Nuo came to the broken arm without any hindrance. Damn it! How long will it take to recover? Gangyukon was extremely anxious and wanted to stop Luo Nuo. But my body hasn't recovered yet, so I can only watch. It's not just Steel Bone Sora. Garp, Sengoku, Zifa, Crane and others were also gritting their teeth. It will take some time to recover. So they could only watch as Luo Nuo walked up to the broken arm of the 5 elders holding the sword. At this time, the broken arm was still twitching, tightly grasping the first-generation Kitetsu. This first-generation Kitetsu belongs to me. Luo Nuo leaned over and held the first-generation Kitetsu in his hand. Next moment. Crash, crash. As soon as he grasped it, the first-generation Kitetsu instantly burst out with an overwhelming aura. The blade suddenly revealed a dense black mist. Then the black mist seemed to emit a hoarse roar and tightly wrapped around Luo Nuo's right arm. Interesting. Amazing ghost energy, worthy of being the supreme great sword, much stronger than the great sword. Feeling the tightness in his right arm, Luo Nuo's eyes lit up. It felt as if my right arm was being devoured alive. His own domineering aura is being absorbed by the first-generation Kitetsu. Are you trying to test whether I am worthy of using you? Luo Nuo feels the challenge from the first-generation Kitetsu. There is no doubt that this is the knife choosing its master. A good knife also has its own consciousness. If a weak person wants to use a famous sword, he will be swallowed up by the sword's own spirit. This is why famous swords are always in the hands of great swordsmen. If you are not a great swordsman, you will not be able to control the famous sword at all. Instead, you will be attacked by the sword itself, and even your domineering aura will be swallowed up completely. Just like Yen Mo in the original work. In serious cases, the sword may even devour all of the domineering aura, leading to immediate death. Interesting. Really interesting. I accept your challenge. A faint smile appeared on Luo Noa's lips. Immediately, his momentum began to rise continuously, and the Scarlet Conqueror's domineering aura gushed out from Luo Noa's body. Just be quiet! Luo Noa shouted angrily, and Conqueror's domineering aura immediately intertwined with the black mist emitted by the first-generation Kitetsu. The Scarlet Conquerors began to envelop the black mist from all directions. The mist originally wanted to resist and break through Conqueror's domineering power from the weak point. However, after persisting for a while, the fog felt it was no match for the opponent and gradually dissipated. Do you admit that I am your master? Feeling the sword's power emanating from the sword itself, Luo Noa held the first-generation Kitetsu tightly in his hand. At this time, the first-generation Kitetsu no longer resisted and showed complete obedience. Done! The supreme sword, first-generation Kitetsu, was tamed by himself. The feeling is completely different from Kotetsu's. The sword intent of first-generation Kitetsu is stronger and heavier. I only need to gently push it, and the sword itself will absorb the domineering energy and swordsmanship in my body. A good sword will definitely greatly enhance your swordsmanship. Damn it! That extremely evil guy actually tamed the first-generation Kitetsu. The 5 elders holding swords almost fainted. The sword that had been with me for so many years surrendered to others so easily? Now, the strength of the evildoers will be further improved. The hearts of the 4-5 elders, Kong Gang, Zhanghua and other marine warriors instantly sank to the bottom. The original talent was already evil enough. Now I have obtained another supreme sword. There is no doubt that the strength of the evildoers will grow again on the original basis. The danger level of the Rocks pirates needs to be further increased. But the war isn't over yet. Tianlong people, all of you go to hell. After defeating the sword-wielding 5 elders, although Luo Noa was also extremely exhausted, he also used his haki to tame the first-generation Kitetsu. At this time, Luo Noa was in a weak state. But killing a few useless celestial dragons is still more than enough. Oh no! Stop the evil guy! He is going to attack the celestial dragons! The sword-wielding 5 elders shouted again, and Luo Noa was finally ready to attack the celestial dragons. However, no matter how much he shouted, it was useless. The 4-5 elders present were stopped by Rocks, Whitebeard and Golden Lion. There are still 4 captains fighting with CP0. As for Marine, there is a Crane who is not good at fighting. Kong, Sengoku, Garp, Zephyr and other powerful generals have not fully recovered yet. Some major generals and lieutenant generals were simply unable to stop Luo Noa. The consequences of such a situation can be imagined. It was a one-sided massacre. Ah! The screams came again. Almost one sword killed each one, and within a short period of time, 3 more Tianlong people died on the spot. 3 celestial dragons once again became the dead souls under Luo Noa's sword. Right now, only 9 of the original 19 Tianlong people are left, less than half. These 9 people also kept cursing and retreating, and tried to let other Tianlong people take the blame for them. Feel the fear before death, pigs! Feel how those people you killed felt when they were alive! Luo Noa walked towards one of the celestial dragons with angry eyes. The first-generation Kitetsu in his hand exudes a terrifying ghost aura. Damn Marine, what are you doing here? Come and protect Laozi! This bastard is coming! Are you all a bunch of idiots? The celestial dragon kept retreating as Luo Noa approached him, scolding Marine fiercely. Chop off the hands first, or the feet first? Luo Noa came in front of the celestial dragon, muttering something. Don't even think about hurting the celestial dragons! Several fully armed guards stood in front of the celestial dragons. Swish! A sharp sword energy instantly cut the armor of these guards in half. Blood flowed from the armor and several people fell to the ground. You untouchable, stay away from me! The celestial dragon was frightened and screamed, while his body honestly kept retreating backwards. Let's cut off the hand first. Then he came in front of the celestial dragon, as if he had thought it through. With one strike of the sword, both hands of the celestial dragon were cut off. Now the sword-wielding 5 elders is a cripple, and the Marines can't recover in a short time. It would be too easy for them to be killed with one blow as before. Luo Nuo, prepared to let them feel the fear of death thoroughly again. That was the fear that my parents had once felt. Ah! The Tianlong man whose hands were cut off screamed like a pig being slaughtered and rolled on the ground. Blood flowed all over the ground, dyeing the golden floor red. The evil one is a devil from hell. Damn it! Take this opportunity to run! The rest of the Tianlong people were also shocked by this scene. If I fell into Luo Nuo's hands, wouldn't I also be subjected to such inhumane torture? These celestial dragons scattered in all directions like crazy. Ha, you want to run? Luo Nuo snorted coldly, and ignored the celestial dragon whose hand he had cut off, but instantly appeared in front of another celestial dragon. If you want to run, then chop off your feet. A sword cut off the legs of a Tianlong man, and the Tianlong man let out a slaughtered pig's wail. Oink oink! After several consecutive teleportations, Luo Nuo planned to cut off all the legs of these celestial dragons to prevent them from running around. In less than 10 seconds, the legs of these 9 Tianlong people were all chopped off. This way they can't escape. At this moment, the screams of the celestial dragons could be heard all over the deck of the Golden City. 18 human legs fell quietly on the ground, still oozing with blood. How dare you treat the celestial dragons like this? This guy, is he a devil? Marine and the others couldn't help but tremble when they saw this scene. Those Tianlong people who he couldn't afford to offend were like pigs waiting to be slaughtered in Luo Nuo's hands. The way Luo Nuo treated them was almost like treating animals. Devil? To most people, these Tianlong people are the devil. Luo Nuo sneered, and then placed the 9 legless Tianlong people in front of him. Swish, swish, swish. After several consecutive sword energies, 8 Tianlong people had their hands chopped off again. This time, these 9 Tianlong people have all become human pigs. The screams resounded throughout the Golden City once again. Okay, I've tortured you enough, just finish this last task for me. Luo Nuo looked at the 9 celestial dragons lying on the ground, soaked in blood, and his tone was as calm as an ancient well, without any emotion. All 9 celestial dragons were placed on a hemp rope and then gently lifted up. He easily lifted up the 9 people. What is this guy trying to do? Konggu, Garp, Sengoku, Zifa and others present were confused by Luo Nuo's behavior. Why not kill these celestial dragons? Lord Luo Nuo, how can I trouble you with such a small matter? I'll do it! At this moment, Kaido took the initiative to come to Luo Nuo and show his courtesy. Young man, very smart. But be careful not to kill these Tianlong people. They are still useful. Seeing Kaido's attentiveness, Luo Nuo nodded with satisfaction and handed the 9 celestial dragons to him. Kaido put away his mace and held 9 celestial dragons in his 2 hands like chicks, which looked very funny. After all, these celestial dragons are all human pigs, and their size has also become smaller. All 19 celestial dragons have been eliminated. It's time to retreat, because Kong and the others are about to recover their fighting strength. After doing all this, Luo Nuo shouted loudly to alert the members of the Rocks Pirates who were fighting. The future foreseeing observation hockey has already been seen. Soon, Cyborg, Garp and the others will be able to recover. It would be too late to leave by then, so Luo Nuo had to prepare for retreat. But now I am in a weak state, so I need to use the lives of these Tianlong people. In my eyes, the lives of these celestial dragons are not as precious as a dog. But in the eyes of Marine and 5 elders, these are all world noble. Even if a country is destroyed, the lives of the celestial dragons cannot be harmed. The Rocks Pirates' escape depends entirely on these celestial dragons. Oh? Are you done already? Rocks pulled himself away from the battle with 2 5 elders. It was discovered that 10 out of 19 celestial dragons were dead. Another 9 were chopped into Human Pigs, by Luo Nuo and placed with Kaido. It's you, Luo Nuo. 19 Tianlong people, no one is spared. Rox is very happy with the result. After hearing this, Captains Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Achaku, Silver Axe and others also withdrew from the battle. What a ruthless person! Seeing the celestial dragons being chopped into pieces like human pigs, the Golden Lion couldn't help but feel his scalp tingling. Achaku, Silver Axe, John, and Charlotte Linlin were also extremely surprised. Treating the celestial dragons like animals is even crazier than Captain Rox. Damn it, there are only 9 celestial dragons left, and they have all turned into human pigs. The 4-5 elders were also shocked. It's over. 10 of the 19 important characters in the family died. The remaining 9 all became disabled. Almost the entire army was wiped out. By then, I would hear the complaints of Mary Joa's useless celestial dragons again. The 4-5 elders' eyes were filled with extreme anger. I wish I could eat Luo Nuo. After all these 19 celestial dragons were killed by Luo Nuo himself. At this moment, suddenly, there was movement from Marine. Kongu, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr, the 4 great generals, have recovered. Boom, 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 boom. Suddenly, 4 auras rose into the sky. After a period of rest, Kong, Garp, Zephyr, and Sengoku returned. The 4 Marine admirals have finally recovered and are able to join the battle. Let's go, retreat! However, at this time, the Rox pirates, under the leadership of Rox, had already retreated to the Sword of Jibek. With 4 Marine admirals and 4-5 elders, the Rox pirates had to temporarily avoid their attack. Don't even think about leaving, Rox pirates! Leave it to me! At this moment, Gangakong shouted angrily. Led Garp, Zifa, and Sengoku to pursue. The 4 of them were full of energy, looking at the Rox pirates with anger in their eyes. Marine had had enough of the humiliation from the Rox pirates just now. While he was recovering, one of the 5 elders had his arm chopped off. The Supreme Sword First Generation Kitetsu was taken away by Luo Nuo. All 19 celestial dragons suffered. Such a huge humiliation must be paid back double by the Rox pirates. Stop, Steel Bone Sora! Just as Kong Gukong led the marine warriors to pursue, the curly-haired 5 elders suddenly spoke. 5 elders, now is the best time to pursue the Rox pirates. Are you going to give up just like that? Cyborg Sora turned around and shouted, with a hint of anger in his tone. Sengoku, Zifa, and Garp all looked at the 5 elders who were giving orders with displeasure. We should take advantage of this opportunity to take down the Rox pirates in one fell swoop. At the very least, we must kill the evil one, Luo Nuo, right here. His talent is terrifying. In just 3 months, he has grown to become a general-level warrior, and even has a tendency to surpass the general-level warriors. Luo Nuo is already quite weak now. This is a good opportunity to kill him. For 5 elders, working together with 4 powerful marine generals. Even Rox, Whitebeard, Golden Lion and the 4 captains can't stand up to him. Cyborg, stop! This is an order, do you hear me? Not caring about the looks of these marine warriors, another bald 5 elders also shouted angrily. Why? Gang Gukong asked in confusion, his aura bursting out completely. I wanted to slap the 5 elders in front of me. However, Gang Gukong had not completely lost his mind and resisted the urge. There are still 9 Tianlong people in their hands. The 5 elders in kimono stood up and pondered at this moment. Those 9 celestial dragons are not dead yet. Those Tianlong people have had their hands and feet chopped off. What's the difference between them and cripples? What's more, with the hatred that the extremely evil have for the celestial dragons, they will surely die if they fall into the hands of the Rox pirates. Garp couldn't help it and started to confront 5 elders. Garp doesn't care about the life and death of the celestial dragons. As for Luo Nuo, if we let him escape here, we don't know how powerful he will become when we meet him next time. This is the best chance to kill him. You want a rebel? Garp! The 5 elders in suits, who had been silent the whole time, opened their mouths and shouted. How noble the celestial dragons are! Even if their hands and feet are cut off, as long as they are still breathing, they are still world nobles. You Marines are just the outer face of the world government. Want to give up the lives of 9 celestial dragons just to kill a mere pariah pirate? You Marines better not have such thoughts, understand? Even a country will be destroyed if it angers the celestial dragons. The 5 elders in suits spoke slowly, their tone leaving no room for doubt. That's right, in the eyes of the 5 elders, no matter how useless these celestial dragons are, they are still world nobles. Someone of the same blood as me. Descendants of God. Marine? To the 5 elders, he is just an obedient dog. He can scold anyone he wants, and he has to bite whoever he wants to bite. This is the status of Marine. If it weren't for the fact that Marine still has some value and can serve the world government. What is the difference between these Marines and pariahs in the eyes of the 5 elders? Okay. In that case, we won't chase you. Gang Gukung seemed to have thought of something at this moment, and changed his words. But General Kong! Sengoku, Zephyr, and Garp wanted to say something, but were stopped by Cyborg Sora. Good. 5 elders, there are yours. Give up this great opportunity for a few useless celestial dragons. Not taking action against the Rocks pirates? Okay. Then I'll let you see what the consequences will be. Ha ha ha, dog bites dog, how interesting. Bite it. Show your teeth, 5 elders. Ha ha ha, Luo no, you are amazing. I was wondering why you didn't kill all those useless Tianlong people. That's right, I didn't expect that the useless celestial dragons could have such a function. Come and hit me? Come and hit me. Rubbish 5 elders. At this moment, the entire Rocks Pirates group is watching this big show. The dog-eat-dog drama between the world's governments and the Marines. While watching, he also made sarcastic remarks. No one would have thought that these useless Tianlong people could actually have such a function. I have to say that Luo Noa's thoughts are quite thoughtful. Otherwise, once Marine recovers, it will be very difficult for the Rocks Pirates to retreat safely. Damn Rocks Pirates! Being insulted by the pirates, the 5 elders were so angry that they almost vomited blood. However, they did not dare to attack the Rocks Pirates rashly. After all, there are still 9 living celestial dragons there. 10 of them have already died. At least I have to do my best to protect these 9. Ha ha ha, bye. Marine! 5 elders! Thank those useless celestial dragons in Marihoa for me. They are the saviors of the Rocks Pirates. Ha ha ha, guys, retreat. Seeing that 5 elders and Marine had no intention of catching up, Rocks laughed. Almost without any cost, all personnel evacuated safely. Shiki, go give those useless 5 elders a big gift. Wait until you have almost retreated to a safe position where the Marines cannot catch up. Luo Noa took Kaido and found the golden lion and said, Ha ha ha, you're going to kill me after you've used me? You're just like me, Luo Noa. The golden lion immediately understood what Luo Noa meant. The Rocks Pirates retreated safely. These 9 celestial dragons are no longer of any use, and their lives have come to an end. After saying this, Luo Noa ended the lives of 9 celestial dragons. The golden lion flew into the sky carrying the bodies of the 9 people. About a few minutes later, Golden City. At this moment, the Marine and 5 elders have not left, but are rescuing the wounded. Something seems to be falling from the sky. Suddenly, someone with sharp eyes noticed that something seemed to be falling from the sky. Something seems to be falling from the sky. Someone with sharp eyes noticed that something was falling from the sky. It seems like a person? Some people looked carefully and found that the falling object was a little strange. It's a feeling that's hard to describe. Looks like a human, but something is missing. Snap, 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 snap. Soon these things, falling from the sky, hit the deck of the Golden City heavily. This is the corpse of a celestial dragon. When the thing hit the deck, everyone finally saw it clearly. The objects that fell down were none other than the bodies of the 9 celestial dragons whose hands and feet had just been chopped off by Luo Noa. No wonder it's a bit strange. Hurry, report to the 5 elders and General Kong. Several Marines who discovered the body immediately reported the news. What? The corpse of a celestial dragon. Are you sure? Are the bodies of the 9 celestial dragons here? The 5 elders asked again in disbelief after hearing the news. After receiving a positive answer, I immediately rushed to the scene. After hearing the news, Kong also led Garp, Sengoku, Zifa and others to the scene. When everyone arrived at the scene, they discovered that there were indeed 9 bodies of celestial dragons. This is the celestial dragon who was just kidnapped by the Rocks pirates, and had his limbs chopped off. Now all 19 celestial dragons are dead. The entire army is annihilated. The curly-haired 5 elders fell to the ground, losing his composure. Damn you, evil ones! Damn you, Rocks pirates! What the hell? These bastards! They all have to die! Damn it! We must find a chance to wipe out the Rocks pirates. These pirate scum wait for death. We must get rid of them. The other 5 elders, including the sword-wielding 5 elder with a broken arm, were immediately enraged and their momentum exploded. Several conquerors' domineering auras shot up into the sky, shattering the deck. Everyone was clenching their teeth so tightly that others could even hear the sound of teeth crunching. Angry. Quite angry. The 5 elders are so pissed. Originally, they were waiting for the Rocks pirates to negotiate with the world government and ask for a ransom. This way we can rescue the 9 celestial dragons. Although 10 of the 19 celestial dragons died, 9 were saved. This way, I can give an explanation to the Holy Land, Mary Joa and Lord M. Now they're all dead. If I had known this would happen, I would have rushed forward and killed Luo Nua, and then killed a few squad leaders. Damn it, such an opportunity was missed. The 5 elders beat their chests and stamped their feet on the spot, regretting their decision. If we meet the Rocks pirates again next time, it will probably be even harder to deal with than this time. There is no other reason. The evil one, Luo Nua's talent is too terrifying. Plus, he replaced the big knife with the supreme big knife. The next time they clash, I'm afraid his strength will surprise everyone. Thinking of this, the curly-haired and bald old men couldn't even catch their breath, and spat out a large mouthful of blood. This scene was all seen by Kong Gukong, Garp, Sengoku, Zifa and others standing by. There was no worry or sympathy in the eyes of these 4 people. Some just stand by and watch coldly and gloat over others' misfortunes. You deserve it! You deserve it! You didn't listen when I suggested it to you. Such a good opportunity, a golden opportunity to kill the extremely evil criminal, and even cause the Rocks pirates to suffer heavy losses. Just because of these piggy celestial dragons, we missed it. In the end, these rubbish Tianlong people are still dead. It's so cool. Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zifa and others felt that the evil in their hearts was vented. Especially seeing the curly-haired old man and the bald old man spit out blood. Garp and Sara almost laughed out loud. It feels so good. It feels so good. It's best to kill too. At the same time, the sword of Jibek was possessed by the Golden Lion's power and floated in the sky. After driving straight for about 3 hours, everyone returned to Hachino's. It's time for a party! Celebrating the great victory! That's right, we must celebrate this time. Guys, hurry up and prepare the wine and meat. Laozi wants to drink for 7 days and 7 nights. Ha ha ha, hurry up, Laozi can't wait. As soon as he returned to Hachino's, Rox immediately announced that he was going to have a big party. This victory is so satisfying. The Marine headquarters is suppressed and attacked, and the 5 elders are useless. All 19 Tianlong people died. It can be said that this is definitely a big victory for the Rox pirates. Such a happy event, of course, should be celebrated. Not only that, Rox was also thinking in his mind. The position of deputy captain, which has been vacant for a long time, should finally be found. Soon, the grand banquet began. The Rox pirates, including trainee crew members, totaling 30,000 people, are all present. The whole Hachino's is full of fireworks, barbecue, and wine. Ha 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 ha, I didn't expect it to be so smooth this time. The Golden Lion picked up a glass of wine with his left hand and drank it all. While gnawing on a Poseidon-like roast meat with his right hand, he laughed. Before going out to sea, the Golden Lion thought it would be a fierce battle. Unexpectedly, it went so smoothly and I wasn't even injured. Gulala, all this is thanks to Luo Nuo. Whitebeard picked up the 3-meter-high wine gourd, took a sip, and laughed heartily. Luo Nuo stood out, and Whitebeard felt proud. Yes, I agree with Whitebeard. Thanks to Luo Nuo, we were able to suppress Marine. Yes, this victory is so fantastic. I am really proud of it. Silver Axe, Achaku, and John all expressed their approval. It was precisely because of Luo Nuo's sudden rise that Marine was overwhelmed. In this war, the Rock's pirates suffered minimal losses. Only a dozen ordinary cadres and some ordinary crew members were lost. None of the 7 captains were injured. Marine is in trouble. Not counting the casualties of the lieutenant general, one of the 5 elders was disabled, and all 19 of the celestial dragons were killed. All of this is thanks to Luo Nuo. Well, Luo Nuo, you really don't want to consider having a baby with me? Charlotte Linlin even pressed her body against Luo Nuo and kept flirting with him. This battle gave everyone a new understanding of Luo Nuo. This guy's talent is even more terrifying than anyone imagined. In a short period of time, he was promoted to a general-level warrior, and even had the intention of surpassing the general-level warriors. Monster. Extremely monster. If he is given some more time, maybe he will replace Whitebeard and become the second in command of the Rock's pirates. Many squad leaders want to win over or even curry favor with Luo Nuo. By the way, Silver Axe, Captain Achaku, what did you just say? What do you mean by suppressing the Marine? Didn't the Marine send out 4 generals? Can you tell us what Captain Luo Nuo did? A group of crew members who did not go to the Golden City this time said with curiosity. It was the first time they saw Captain Rox and the other captains so happy when they came back. So these crew members were very curious about what happened in this operation. Seeing this, Silver Axe, Achaku and the others did not hide anything and directly told everything that happened today. After he finished speaking, all the pirates present who had not gone to the Golden City widened their eyes. After Silver Axe, John, and Achaku told everything that happened in Golden City, all the pirates present stood there like statues. Did Captain Luo Nuo kill all 19 celestial dragons by himself? It's so amazing! And he chopped off the hand of the 5 elders. Oh my God! The 5 elders are the highest authority in the world. Captain Luo Nuo has conquered the first-generation Kitetsu, the sword used by the 5 elders. It's incredible. Captain Luo Nuo, is your squad still short of people? Can I join? I can help you mop the floor. I can help you wash the dishes and cook, mop the floor and do the laundry. Please let me join you. The pirates present immediately looked at Luo Nuo with stars in their eyes. Some pirates cried and shouted, wanting to join Luo Nuo's team. He even preferred to do odd jobs and mop the floor in order to join Luo Nuo's 7th Division. After all, everyone was keenly aware of this after hearing these things. Among the 7 captains, Luo Nuo's potential exceeds that of the other 6. Even Captain Whitebeard and Captain Golden Lion are slightly inferior. Such thick thighs must be hugged in advance. Ha ha ha, how can it be so easy to join the 7th Division? Kaido laughed loudly, quite proud. Especially when he saw the trainee crew members who were in the same batch as him, now crying and asking to come to the 7th Division to clean the floor. I am already an important member of the 7th Division. What makes Kaido even more satisfied is that Captain Luo Nuo also takes him very seriously. This made Kaido feel that he had been appreciated by Luo Nuo, and he even admired him more than Rox. Oh, I have something to announce to you all. At this moment, Rox took a big gulp of wine, ate a big bite of meat, and suddenly spoke. So everyone turned their attention to Captain Rox. Usually after such a grand victory, Rox will reward people according to their merits. I believe everyone knows the reason why we were able to win this time. After saying that, Rox also turned his gaze to Luonua. It's no exaggeration to say that Luonua made the first-class contribution this time, and it's far more than the second place. Both the Marine and the 5 Elders have suffered. This is undoubtedly the biggest victory of our Rox Pirates since its establishment. Hearing this, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Achaku and others nodded repeatedly. Luonua is indeed the first hero, there is no dispute on this point. Even the captains who usually quarreled among themselves did not come out to grab the credit this time. After all, everyone has eyes and it is obvious who has made the greatest contribution. As everyone knows, the Rox Pirates have always been short of a position, a vice-captain. So, I decided to let Luonua be the vice-captain of the Rox Pirates. Who agrees? Who disagrees? Then Rox spoke slowly, looking around. The 6 captains, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Silveraxe, Achaku, Charlotte Linlin, and John, all looked incredulous. The rest of the people also widened their eyes. Vice. First mate? Captain Rox is going to choose a vice-captain. This shocked everyone. Everyone thought that the Rox Pirates didn't have a vice-captain position. After all, since the establishment of the Rox Pirate Group, Rox has never mentioned the existence of a vice-captain. Everyone has always regarded the captain of the first squadron, Edward Newgate with Whitebeard, as the second in command of the pirate group. Most people also assume that Whitebeard is the vice-captain, but there is no such position. Now it seems that in Captain Rox's heart, Luonua's status has surpassed Whitebeard. Even the long-awaited vice-captain position was given to Luonua. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect that, Luonua. Captain Rox is quite optimistic about you. Yeah, I thought we didn't have a deputy captain on the ship. That's amazing, Luonua, you've only been a member for 3 months and you've already become a vice-captain. I've been a member for several years and I'm only a squad leader. Many captains were stunned for a moment, and then came to congratulate Luonua. After all, everyone can see Luonua's strength and talent. After the Golden City incident, Golden Lion, John, Silveraxe and others have already admired this evil genius Luonua from the bottom of their hearts. In just 3 months, they were able to grow big enough to chop off one of the 5 elders' hands, but the squad leaders knew in their hearts that they couldn't do it. If someone is similar to you, you might still feel jealous. But if someone has left you far behind, then you can only look up and admire him. Therefore, when Rox made this announcement, many captains did not show any dissatisfaction and directly congratulated Luonua. It's a little different from what I imagined. Rox was also a little confused. Originally, he thought that after he announced the news, Golden Lion, Silveraxe, John and others would be dissatisfied. After all, these monsters are all dragons among humans, with extraordinary talents. They have also awakened conquerors' domineering power and possess the qualifications to be the king. I had thought about choosing a deputy captain before, but no one was convinced by the other. These squad leaders had several fights and almost caused a split. In the end, I had to step in and suppress it. For this reason, Rox simply did not set up the position of deputy captain. But now it seems that these monsters are all quite convinced of Luonua. This is good, it saves me a lot of worry. Whitebeard, you don't have any objections, do you? Rox was worried and asked Whitebeard. After all, he was the second in command of the Rox Pirates. Gulala, are you kidding me? I already consider Luonua my own brother. I'm so happy that my brother is the vice-captain, how could I have any objection? Whitebeard took a big gulp of wine and laughed excitedly. Well, from today on, Luonua will be the vice-captain of our Rox Pirates. Rox will announce to the crew. From now on, Luonua is the official vice-captain of the Rox Pirates. Ha ha ha, Lord Luonua has become the vice-captain. Then we will also benefit from it. Ha ha ha, as expected, Lord Luonua's legs are really thick. After hearing this news, the members of the 7th Division, led by Kaido, also felt very proud. The rest of the crew could only look envious. The vice-captain has a much higher status than the captain. It will definitely develop in the future. As the vice captain, you only need to follow my orders, and you can also dispatch other captains. Soon Rox began to explain to Luo Nuo the powers of the deputy captain. In general, in the Rox Pirates, Luo Nuo is second only to one person and above everyone else. Except for Rox, other captains even have to obey the orders of the vice captain. The profit dividends obtained from each voyage are second only to the captain himself. But Luo Nuo doesn't care about these at all. I joined the Rox Pirates just to kill all the celestial dragons. But since Rox wanted to be the deputy captain himself, Luo Nuo would not refuse. Also, this is your reward. At this moment, Rox took out an exquisite box from somewhere. The box immediately attracted everyone's attention. Even without opening the box, everyone can feel the strong scent of the sea in the box. There must be a devil fruit inside. Even the usually calm Whitebeard became curious and stretched his neck. The Golden Lion also came over. Although they were users with special abilities, they were still attracted by the rich aura emanating from this fruit. This is the animal type, mythical beast, fish fruit, blue dragon form. Rox didn't waste any time, he opened the box and showed it to everyone. For a sea overlord like Rox, he had naturally seen the devil fruit encyclopedia a long time ago. Rox also knew that this was a mythical beast species that was even rarer than Logia. Luo Nuo had accomplished great merit, so he could give away the fruit that he had treasured for a long time. It's actually a mythical beast. Blue dragon form. If it is developed well, it will be stronger than the top Logia. That's right, Captain Rox is really generous. Many crew members showed envious eyes. Mythical beasts are even rarer than Logia. The fish fruit's blue dragon form is the top-level existence among the mythical beasts. Eat this powerful fruit, practice hard, and you can at least become a squad leader. The upper limit is comparable to Whitebeard and Golden Lion, the captains of the Admiral class. Originally, Vice Captain Luo Nuo's strength was already strong enough. If we add this Qinglong fruit... Oh my God! Many crew members couldn't imagine it. How enviable! Captain Rox actually gave out such a treasure to reward people. Indeed, the animal type, mythical beast type, fish fruit, azure dragon form, is an extremely rare, top-level fruit. If it is developed well, the strength will be further improved. Even the three squad leaders, Jinax, Achaku, and John, were stunned when they saw this fruit. These three people currently do not have any fruits, and their main fighting method is to cultivate domineering aura. Therefore, he has not been able to break through to the level of a general. If you could get a top-level fantasy beast fruit. With the foundation of these three captains, they will become general-level strongmen. Captain Luo Nuo, I am willing to pay 1.5 billion Baileys. How about selling this fruit to me? John spoke directly in front of everyone. In order to please Luo Nuo, John even added the honorific title of Deputy Captain. After all, John's strength had been stagnant for several years, and he had been unable to reach the level of a general. He wanted a good devil fruit so badly. Well, John, you are too stingy. You want to get a top-level mythical beast that is rarer than Logia for 1.5 billion? Dream on. I'll pay 2.5 billion. Vice Captain Luo Nuo, sell it to me. Silver Axe snorted coldly, made a mocking remark, and raised the price to 2.5 billion. 2.5 billion Baileys! The pirates watching were excited, and the captains began to fight for it. 2.5 billion is already a sky-high price. After all, an ordinary devil fruit only costs 100 million berries on the black market. But it seems that the final transaction price may be far more than 2.5 billion. As expected. 3 billion, I'll give you 3 billion, give it to me, Vice Captain Luo Nuo. Achaku has also joined the fray. Charlotte Linlin did not join, after all, she is already a person with special abilities. Golden Lion and Whitebeard watched the bidding with great interest, quite 8 trigrams. After all, they are already users with special abilities, and their own fruit abilities are not bad either. 3 billion Baileys, Captain Achaku is really rich! The pirates watching the scene all sighed that each of these captains was richer than the other. It's no wonder that everyone wants to be the captain of a team. 4 billion! I'll pay 4 billion! John made up his mind, gritted his teeth, and raised the price to 4 billion. After all, he won the bet against Golden Lion, Achaku, and Silver Axe last time. Each person gives himself 1 billion. The total profit that time was 3 billion Baileys. 4 billion Baileys! The eyes of the pirates present almost popped out of their heads. 4 billion Baileys, what a huge sum of money! How many years of work would it take to earn 4 billion? Everyone looked at Luo Nuo with envy. But now, Vice Captain Luo Nuo only needs to nod and the 4 billion Baileys will be in his hands. 4 billion Baileys? Not for sale! Under the gazes of everyone, Luo Nuo spoke calmly. As if 4 billion Baileys is just a small amount of money. Everyone was shocked. He won't sell it for 4 billion Baileys. He is worthy of being Vice Captain Luo Nuo. He can control himself. You won't even sell it for 4 billion Baileys? Vice Captain Luo Nuo, are you trying to sell it for 5 billion Baileys? You know, the most expensive surgery fruit is only 5 billion Baileys. No matter how powerful the mythical beasts are, they are no match for the surgery fruit. John stared with wide eyes, thinking that Luo Nuo wanted to raise the price again, so he tried to persuade him. In terms of combat power bonus, the fish fruit's blue dragon form is definitely more powerful than the surgery fruit. But the surgery fruit has special abilities. Able to perform special surgery on a person and gain the ability of immortality. This rarity is even greater than that of the 3 azure dragon fruits combined. Such fruit only sells for 5 billion Baileys. 4 billion Baileys is already a sky-high price. Could it be that Luo Nuo wants to sell it as the operation fruit? Haha, who said I'm going to sell it? Even if you offer me 10 billion Baileys, I won't sell it. Luo Nuo spoke calmly, having already thought of the purpose of this fruit in his mind. You won't sell it for 10 billion Baileys? Are you going to eat it yourself? I remember you ate the flame fruit, didn't you? John, Achaku, and Silver Axe were all stunned and asked curiously. As we all know, a person can only eat 1 devil fruit at most. Eating 2 will cause sudden death. To outsiders, Luo Nuo was able to unleash the terrifying power of the Flame Emperor because he had eaten the flame fruit. But only Luo Nuo himself knew that this was absorbing the power of nature, not the same as eating the fruit. In fact, Luo Nuo can eat the fruit. However, Luo Nuo was not interested in the fish fruit. At the very least, a fantasy beast of the ancient ferocious beast level would arouse Luo Nuo's interest. For example, there are some mythical beasts such as Dup and Golden Wing, Tao Pai, Baizai, Qilin, etc. The kind that can call the wind and rain and dominate the world. Kaido, come here! At this moment, Luo Nuo suddenly called Kaido over. Lord Luo Nuo, are you calling me? Kaido was also a little confused. He didn't know what Lord Luo Nuo suddenly asked him to do at this time. However, Kaido still came to Luo Nuo happily. I remember you didn't eat the fruit. Kaido nodded, and he was still fighting purely with physical skills and haki. How about this, do you want this fruit? Luo Nuo raised the fish fruit, blue dragon form, and shook it. Kaido didn't say anything because he didn't know what to say. Want it? Of course I want it. This is a top-notch mythical beast species. Still in the form of a blue dragon. If I can eat it, combined with my already terrifying physical talent, it will be like a tiger with wings. But someone has already offered 4 billion Baileys. Kaido didn't think that Vice Captain Luo Nuo would value him enough to give him this fruit. Seeing this, Luo Nuo smiled. This fruit belongs to you. Then he waved his hand and handed the fruit to Kaido in a very casual manner. Seeing this, Kaido was completely confused. This is such a precious fruit? Lord Luo Nuo really wants to give it to me? How come? This is a mythical beast fruit worth 4 billion berries. Not just Kaido. Even Achaku, Silver Axe, John, and Charlotte Lin were confused. Rox, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion were also stunned. Everyone present was stunned. Such a precious mythical beast fruit. Is Vice Captain Luo No going to give it away for free? For a moment, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Lin Lin, and even Rox himself were all stunned. Everyone present was stunned by Luo No's domineering move. Is this true or false? The mythical beast-type blue dragon devil fruit worth 4 billion berries was just given away for nothing? Or give it to a member of your own team. This is too generous. Silver Axe, Achaku, and John never expected this. Luo No left the 4 billion golden berries behind and gave the fruit to Kaido? You know, Kaido was just a trainee crew member a few months ago. Giving such a precious fruit to a cadet? This is such a waste of resources. I really didn't expect that. Rox also felt a little embarrassed. I have treasured the fish fruit, blue dragon form, for quite some time. Luo No made great contributions this time, so I gave this reward to him. In the end, he just gave it away for free. Doesn't this make you look petty? But since he had handed the fruit to Luo No, it was up to Luo No to decide how to deal with it. Vice Captain Luo No, you won't sell it for 4 billion berries. Are you really going to give it to Kaido at a bargain price? John was still a little unwilling and wanted to confirm it again. Don't ask, John. I won't sell it. Luo No rejected John calmly. At this time, Kaido was still in a daze. He never expected to obtain such a precious mythical beast-type devil fruit. After all, someone has offered 4 billion. Kaido, what are you standing there for? Come and get it. Or do you not want it? If not, I'll give it to someone else. Luo No asked, looking at Kaido with a smile. Yes. Of course. After being reminded by Luo No, Kaido finally came to his senses. He came to Luo No cautiously and stretched out his hands, like a devout believer praying. Holy took the fruit from Luo No's hand. Even though this fruit was now lying quietly in the palm of his hand, Kaido still wondered if he was dreaming. Mythical beast, blue dragon form. I didn't pay anything, and it just became mine? Really gave it? Captain Luo No, you are so generous! Kaido is really lucky to be following Vice Captain Luo No! The pirates present were so envious that their eyes popped out of their heads. Kaido is so lucky. He followed Vice Captain Luo No and got such a rare fruit without doing anything. It can be predicted that once Kaido eats this fruit, his strength will skyrocket. Completely different from these ordinary crew members. Not to mention these ordinary members. Even the 3 squad leaders Achaku, John, and Silver Axe were envious. This is the powerful fruit they have always dreamed of, but in the end it fell into the hands of Kaido. Why are you standing there? Eat now! Luo No scolded with a smile. Oh yes! Lord Luo No is right. Kaido came to his senses, took a big bite, and almost spit it out. It's so unpalatable. Thinking that this was an extremely rare mythical beast species, Kaido held his breath back. How is it, Kaido? Have there been any changes? After Kaido ate the fruit, the pirates present began to ask questions. Changes? Of course there are. The moment he ate the fruit, Kaido felt a miraculous change in his body. Then, a thought flashed through his mind, and his body began to change shape. The limbs transformed into 4 claws, the body began to lengthen, scales grew on the skin, and the entire body shape changed dramatically. Soon, a majestic blue dragon several dozen meters long appeared in front of everyone. Blue dragon form! So cool! F***CK, this is too awesome! As expected of a mythical beast, it's so handsome. The pirates present were all stunned. Achaku, John, and Silver Axe were even more jealous. Fish fruit, blue dragon form, so damn cool. As expected of a mythical beast, it's really amazing. Kaido also thought to himself. I can feel that when I transform into the Azure Dragon form, my defense, strength, attack, resistance, and endurance have all been greatly improved. Just the improvement of physical fitness can greatly increase your strength. Not to mention, this Azure Dragon form has more potential power waiting to be developed. Hot breath. Wind blade. The next moment, Kaido opened his dragon mouth and spit out a stream of hot breath, melting a huge rock. Then he opened his mouth again and spit out a strong hurricane, which turned into wind blades and chopped up several large trees. Although its power is far less than that of 4 Emperors Kaido at his peak, it has already taken shape. Oh my god! He can even spit fire and wind from his mouth! That's amazing! Everyone was so envious. This guy was so lucky. After eating this fruit, Kaido will soar into the sky. After trying out the power of the fruit, Kaido didn't waste any words. Soon he transformed from the form of a blue dragon to that of a human, and then came in front of Luonua as soon as possible. Lord Luonua! I don't know what to say. After feeling the power of the fish fruit's blue dragon form, Kaido knelt on one knee and spoke incoherently with excitement. How could I, Kaido, be so worthy as to obtain such a rare fruit? All this is thanks to Lord Luonua. No words can express how excited I am. I can only say, Lord Luonua, if you tell me to go east, I will never go west. If you tell me to chase a dog, I will never catch a chicken. From now on, my life, Kaido, is yours. Kaido's bold words almost made him cry. Lord Luonua, you are so good to me. What's there to say, Kaido? You know my goal, right? Practice hard and become my helper. Luonua smiled faintly and was also happy in his heart. From now on, Kaido is completely devoted to me. Good. Very good. A mythical beast-type devil fruit in exchange for the sworn loyalty of a 4 Emperors level warrior. There's no better deal than this. Wow, Lord Luonua is so good to me. Wow. I must practice hard, and then help Lord Luonua kill all those useless celestial dragons in the Holy Land. Kaido shed tears of excitement, and thought to himself, I must grow up as quickly as possible to help Lord Luonua achieve his goal. After a simple episode, Hachinos fell into a carnival again. Whitebeard and Luonua were drinking happily together, and Golden Lion couldn't get a word in. Charlotte Linlan was obsessed with getting closer to Luonua. Silveraxe, John, and Ochako also put aside their temporary grudges and started drinking. The atmosphere in Hachinos was very cheerful. At the same time, the Golden City incident was also reported to all parts of the world by a mysterious person. The details of some of these battles and the disclosure of their details have caused great shock to the whole world. New World, Hachinos. 3 days have passed since the Golden City incident, and Hachinos is still in the midst of a grand carnival. Hey! The newspaper is out! Will the Golden City incident be covered up by the world government again? That's for sure. 19 celestial dragons were killed. How could the government report such a thing? What about the bounty? The bounty will always increase. Is the bounty mentioned above? Looking at the newspapers falling from the sky, the members of the Rocks Pirates present started a heated discussion. Don't worry, this incident has definitely been covered up by the government. The Marine was defeated, and the 5 elders were unable to prevent the celestial dragons from being killed. How could these things be reported? Captains like Silveraxe, Ochako, John, and Golden Lion didn't care about it at all. Based on past experience, this incident will definitely be covered up by the world government with some random excuse. There is absolutely no way we can allow this to affect the credibility of the Marine and the government. Luonua and Whitebeard didn't even raise their eyelids and continued playing finger-guessing games and drinking. The pirates are all too aware of the world government's behavior. Don't worry, I have already made arrangements for the Golden City this time. Make sure all the details will be known to the world. Government, Marine, don't try to cover up the truth this time. Just then, Captain Rock spoke. There was a smug smile on the corner of his mouth. I've already thought of this kind of thing. It's time to break the myth of the invincibility of the world's governments and marines. Therefore, as soon as the Golden City incident ended, Rox immediately contacted the News King of the Dark World. Rox told him that this matter must be reported exactly as it happened, without any omissions or embellishments. If there was any detail missing, he would lead the Rox pirates to capture the News King the next day and throw him into the sea to feed the Poseidons. Getting rid of the boss of the Dark World is a piece of cake for the Rocks pirates. Hey! Captain, are you telling the truth? Doesn't that mean the newspapers will report this? Then my bounty will skyrocket again. Hurry, hurry and read the newspaper. After listening to Rock's words, the captains who were not interested at all suddenly became interested. Even Luo Nu and Whitebeard raised their heads and turned their attention to the newspaper. The next moment, everyone saw the contents of the newspaper clearly in the scramble. Then, there was an uproar. F***CK. This can't be true. 19 celestial dragons were killed in the Golden City? Not a single one was left alive. The perpetrators are the Rocks pirates. The 4 strongest men of the Marine headquarters, Kong, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr, were first attacked head-on by the Rocks pirates. Then the 5 elders, the highest authority in the world, arrived on the scene. Each of the 5 elders is a great admiral, but they still can't stop the Rocks pirates from killing the celestial dragons. Rocks fought 1 against 2 and still held his own. Captain Whitebeard of the 1st Division and Captain Golden Lion of the 2nd Division will fight against one of the 5 elders each. Luo Nu, the captain of the 7th Division, who has just joined the Rocks pirates for 3 months, has emerged as a rising star and shined in this war. The evil one Luo Nu, a newcomer who has only joined the Rocks pirates for 3 months. It was him who decided the outcome of this war. A very ordinary morning. For the people in the Sabaody Islands, life remains the same as before. Until a flock of albatrosses scattered the newspapers from the sky. The residents of Sabaody Archipelago can no longer remain peaceful. Everyone seemed to have been struck by lightning, their hair stood on end and their expressions were stiff. This scene is not only seen in the Sabaody Islands. At this moment, in Zou, the hometown of the Fur tribe. Fishman Island, 10,000 meters below the sea. Amazon Lily, known as the Land of Daughters. The Kingdom of Alabasta in the Grand Line. Furfans had not yet become a white town. Teresa Rosa of New World. The Kingdom of Goa in the East China Sea. The 7 Waters City. Wait a minute! People all over the city and the world have the same furious expression as if a wild boar has stepped on a landmine. The 4 great marine masters and the 5 elders were dispatched, a total of 9 general-level warriors, plus dozens of elite lieutenant generals and CP0. This is almost all the combat power that the world government and the marine headquarters can bring out. In this way, 19 celestial dragons still died at the hands of the Rocks pirates. Suddenly, the Rocks pirates became more notorious than before. Especially, that evil monster called, the Evil One, Luo Nu. After 3 months of silence, the name of the Evil One spread throughout the world again. Just like the previous 2 times, this time, it's related to the celestial dragons again. In the Golden City, all 19 celestial dragons died at the hands of Luo Nu. Fight against the sword-wielding 5 elders alone. In a short time, he cut off 5 elders' arm with 1 sword, and by the way, he stole 5 elders' supreme sword, 1st generation Kitetsu. It was precisely because of the joining of the Evil Ones that the balance between the 2 forces was instantly destroyed. There is even a rumor that Luo Nu's strength is above that of a general. All the details of the battle were revealed, and people all over the world were stunned. None of the 19 Tianlong people were spared, all died. The undefeated streak of Marine and the world government seems to have been broken. Such a result deeply shocked the hearts of people all over the world. Can they still maintain the balance of the world? Can Marines still uphold justice? Or maybe the world government and Marine headquarters can no longer suppress the Rocks pirates. People all over the world, and even many countries, are in such a panic at this time. Marine, the credibility of the world government has suffered an unprecedented blow. Rocks, Luo Nu, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, these powerful people shined in this event. He is also revered by the world as a legendary pirate. After this battle, the bounty of the entire Rocks Pirates group skyrocketed. Captain Rocks, bounty 5,388,000,000. The only sea overlord in this ocean with a bounty exceeding 5 billion. Rox's vice captain, the Evil One, Luo Nu, bounty increased from 1.5 billion to 3.5 billion Baileys. It was 2 billion Baileys higher than before, almost doubled. Luo Nuo's brilliance directly overshadowed the long-established captain of the 1st Division, Edward Newgate, and the captain of the 2nd Squad, the flying pirate, Shiki the Golden Lion. Whitebeard's bounty is 2.8325 billion berries. The Golden Lion bounty is 2,698 million kilocalories. Charlotte Linlin's bounty is 1.729 billion Baileys. Silver Axe bounty, 1,678 million Cali. John's bounty is 1.593 billion berries. Achika bounty 1.557 billion berries, etc., etc. The reward for all members has nearly doubled. The Rocks Pirates' reputation around the world has become even more popular. P.S. Brothers, last time I asked how to update. Should I update them one chapter at a time or release them all together? No one got back to me. Now I see many brothers saying that writing one chapter at a time is too slow. So I ask again. At the same time, in the Holy Land, Marihoa, the conference hall, which symbolizes power, has already been in chaos. The floor was littered with scattered documents, and the tables and chairs were shattered. The floor was also covered with spiderweb-like cracks. At this time, the 5 elders were all wrapped in bandages, and it was obvious that the injuries from the Golden City incident had not yet healed fully. But everyone's momentum still burst out. Obviously, these 5 people are very angry. Who is it? Who on earth actually leaked this matter? Such an inappropriate incident has spread all over the world. The government's credibility will be greatly affected. 19 celestial dragons were killed. Will the people of the world still trust the Marines and the government? This is a big question. How has the outside world responded? It's a mess. Many kings have expressed their concerns about whether the government can suppress the Rocks Pirates. Some kings even said that if the government does not show the power to suppress the Rocks Pirates, then it will not be able to protect their country. By then, Tian Shangjin might be affected. Damn it! Who leaked the news? The 5 elders were extremely angry, their arrogance was released, and the glass on all 4 sides of the Hall of Power was shattered. Some kings are worried that the world government can no longer protect their countries, so they are prepared not to pay the heavenly gold. He is even willing to give Tenjo gold to the Rocks Pirates. What's this? This is undermining the foundation of the world government. Without the gold from heaven, where will the military funds for the Marines come from? Where does the world government's spending come from? And the expenses of those piggy celestial dragons in the Holy Land. All of this requires money. And each one is a huge sum of money. If the Rocks Pirates take away all the heavenly gold, then the world government may really be facing doomsday. Was it that News King guy who did this? Immediately send CP0 to investigate the location of the News King, and then have Steelbone Sora send someone to take care of the News King. 5 elders thought of someone. The only one who can do this is the News King of the Dark World. Dare to release this kind of thing to the whole world, making the world government and the Marine lose face. And there is no need for the News King to exist. Report to the 5 elders. According to our undercover agents in the Dark World, the News King left his lair 2 days ago and headed for the New World. According to the latest intelligence, he should have gone to Hachino's and was protected by rocks. Soon CP0 conveyed the message back. After all, there are CP0 undercover agents in the Dark World. Basically, one Den Mushi will make the message clear. Upon hearing this, the 5 elders were so angry that their noses were crooked. Protected by rocks, the world government cannot touch it. If there is another major incident in the future, the world government will not be able to cover up the news as arbitrarily as before. Damn Rocks Pirates! It was a mistake, a real mistake. The Rocks Pirates' brilliance can no longer be suppressed. There was a hint of fear in the eyes of the 5 old men. Rocks, the Evil One, Luo Nuo, plus Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin and other captains. The Rocks Pirates' hard power is overwhelming the world government. Especially that, extremely evil, Luo Nuo, who has great talent and is growing in strength so fast. I have never seen this in 800 years of history. If we give him some more time, he might grow into a monster like rocks. What the world government will have to face at that time are two rocks. Horrified. Thinking of this, the 5 elders were filled with horror. Damn it, I should have listened to Steel Bone Sora's advice at that time. Thinking of this, the 5 old men regretted deeply and sighed repeatedly. When they were in the Golden City, the 5 of them were afraid to chase after the Rock's pirates because they were worried about the lives of the celestial dragons. As a result, all 9 Tianlong people died. Hateful. If I could have risked everything to kill the evil one back then, why would I be so worried now? It has reached the most dangerous moment. It's time to ask that adult for instructions. The 5 elders were silent for a long time, and finally a curly-haired 5 elder proposed. Really, should I ask Master Emu? If I ask for instructions rashly like this, will that adult get angry? After hearing this proposal, the other 4-5 elders also changed their expressions. Lord Emu, the true king of this world. A god who has lived for 800 years. An immortal. He controls the national treasure that can be found in the deepest part of Marihoa. To the people in the outside world, the Draco are the descendants of God, and the 5 elders are the highest authority in the world. But only the 5 elders know. Just like the relationship between Marine and the celestial dragons. The 5 of us are Lord Yim's 5 dogs. There is only one true God in this world. That's Master Yim. They are called the 5 elders, but in fact they help Lord Yim govern the world and maintain the balance of world power. Another thing is to cover up some truths about the world 800 years ago. Now, under his own governance, a challenger has emerged who is powerful enough to shake the foundations of the world government. Does Lord Emu feel that the 5 of them are not governing well? These are the reasons why the 5 elders are wary. Forget it, let's go and ask for instructions now. When that Luo Noa grows up, it will be too late. It's time for a big cleanup. After some thought, the 5 elders decided to ask Lord Yim for advice. Soon, in Mary Joapanga's city, on the empty throne that symbolizes the highest power in the world, suddenly there was one more person. The man was wearing a black robe that covered his entire body and face. All you can see is a pair of sharp eyes like an eagle. There was a terrifying aura all over his body, which was even more terrifying than rocks. It is the king of the world, Yim. Greetings, Lord Yim. The 5 elders, who symbolize the highest power in the world, knelt down respectfully. I've heard about what's going on in the world. From the throne, Yim's voice was heard. It was unclear whether it was a man or a woman, and there was no emotion at all. It was as if the person under the black robe was not a human at all. What happened to your right arm? Yim's tone suddenly changed and he looked at the right arm of a 5 elders. There was only an empty sleeve. Lord Emu, yes, it was cut off by pirates. When Yim asked this, the voices of the 5 elders holding swords trembled. Oh? Pirates? So, the first generation Kitetsu was also taken away? Yim asked. The 5 elders holding swords did not dare to answer. You have brought shame upon God. Die to atone for your sin, Yim said lightly, his tone calm. Hearing this, the other 4-5 elders all lowered their heads deeply and dared not speak. Even though they had been partners for more than 10 years, the other 5 elders did not dare to beg for mercy at this time. No one dares to disobey Lord Yim. Thank Lord Shim for your grace. The sword-wielding 5 elders dared not complain. After kowtowed to express his gratitude, he withdrew. The other 4-5 elders also foresaw the fate of their companions, and closed their eyes deeply, as if in silence. Serving the emperor is like serving a tiger. After the sword-wielding 5 elders left silently, 4 other 5 elders half prostrated themselves on the ground, not daring to look up for a long time. At some point, Yim had several wanted warrants in his hands. They are Rocks, Luo No, Whitebeard, Golden Lion and other top Rocks pirates. Rocks D. Jibek seems to be a member of the D clan as well. After scanning the wanted poster, Im looked up at the sky, as if talking to himself. The top officer of the Rocks Pirates is not worth mentioning in Im's eyes. The only thing to watch out for is Captain Rocks. The D clan is known as the natural enemy of God. Even Yim has to be careful of people with a D in their names. Because among these people with names containing D, there is a high possibility that the next Joy Boy will be born. The only threat is this Rocks. So, the sword-bearer's arm was also cut off by Rocks? Yim lowered his head and looked at the 4-5 elders present. Report to Lord Yim, it is not the case. The one who cut down the sword-wielder was the vice-captain of the Rocks Pirates, the evil one, Luo Nuo. After his parents were killed by the celestial dragons, he went out to sea and became a pirate. He was at sea for just over 3 months, and he only did 3 major things. He hijacked Tian Shangjin, killed that guy Jar Mark, and in this Golden City incident, he killed 19 Tianlong people. The 5 elders immediately presented all the information about Luo Nuo. Upon hearing this, Yim originally looked as if he didn't care. After all, Luo Nuo's name does not contain a D, so he cannot possibly threaten his rule. But when he heard that so many celestial dragons had been killed, a hint of displeasure flashed across Imu's face. However, he did not interrupt the 5 elders, but let them continue speaking. This Luo Nuo's growth rate is so fast, it's simply unbelievable. In just a few months, he has grown into a general-level warrior. We even feel that his strength has surpassed that of a general. When the swordsman fought him, it only took 5 minutes before his arm was chopped off. The first-generation Kitetsu was also taken away by him. The Marines have even got information that this Luo Nuo is a monster with extremely terrifying talents. You can learn any move by showing it once. I believe it won't be long before this guy becomes as dangerous as Rocks. The 5 elders were furious when they spoke of Luo Nuo. This guy is responsible for everything. The Rocks Pirates overwhelmed the world government and marine headquarters, causing a huge collapse of credibility. The sword-wielding 5 elders were sentenced to death by Lord Yim. All of this, without exception, is because of Luo Nuo. The 5 elders hate Luo Nuo even more than the Rocks. Now the 5 elders portray Luo Nuo as a monster in front of Yim, whose threat level exceeds that of Rocks. I also hope that Lord Yim will pay attention and kill Luo Nuo. It seems that there are some special people among the untouchables. Hearing this, Yim's voice finally showed a hint of emotion. There is a hint of fear and also a little anger. But it quickly passed. The evil one Luo Nuo, according to the current information, he is not a member of the D clan. If not, there is no threat. It's just a difficult mouse. It seems like it's time to clean up this world. The sacrificial ceremony in the Valley of the Gods will not be long. Turn off Rock's lights and kill this pariah Luo Nuo. It's just right to use their lives for sacrifice. Yim looked down at the 4-5 elders and said, Yes. The voices of the 4-5 elders were respectful. The next moment, Yim's figure disappeared on the empty throne. Call! The 4-5 elders breathed a sigh of relief as if they had just survived a calamity. Lord Imu's meaning is very clear. Kill Rocks and Luo Nuo during the sacrificial ceremony in the Valley of the Gods. The eyes of the 5 elders were filled with murderous intent. The Valley of the Gods, as the name suggests, is the territory of God. In this world, only the celestial dragons are called gods. The Valley of the Gods is also the territory of the celestial dragons. What secrets are there, the 5 elders don't know. However, the only thing the 5 elders know is that a sacrificial ceremony is held in the Valley of the Gods every 4 years. In the holy land of Marihoa, all adult celestial dragons must be present. That was Lord Yim's request. For 800 years, it has never stopped. Use Rocks and Luo Nuo's lives as a memorial? That's the best way. Kimono 5 elders said coldly. But relying solely on the power of the world government and the Marines seems to be insufficient. Another bald 5 elders analyzed. Rocks had to split up 2 general-level fighters to deal with him alone. Whitebeard and Golden Lion, the strength of these 2 is also genuine admiral level. Even Charlotte Linlin, John, Achiku, Silver Axe and others are all quasi-general level warriors. The Rock's pirates still have many mid-level executives. All things considered, even Marine and the world's governments combined might not be enough. Plus the monster Luo Nuo. His strength also surpasses that of a general. Sending a general to deal with him might be a bit of a stretch. What is even more troubling for the five elders is the Festival of God Valley will be held in half a year. In half a year, it is impossible to predict how far Luo Nuo will grow. Headache. Such a headache. Then mobilize all the people you can call. Impulse City, Judicial Island, Marine Headquarters, Science Force, CP0. Even some of the member states, such as the Vinsmoke family, also have top-notch combat power and can be mobilized. The curly-haired five elders said fiercely. Do we really have to go to this extent? The five elders in suits were stunned. Marine, CP0, Judicial Island, and Pell Down, Science Corps, and even the forces of the world government's allied countries. To deal with just the Rock's pirates, it takes so much force. How can the world government still have any face? That's a must. Have you forgotten what happens to those who wield the sword? The curly-haired five elders said this deeply, and the other five elders were also stunned. Yes, if I lose again this time, it won't be as simple as dying to atone for my sins. If we are defeated by Rocks again, Lord Yin will be furious. The five elders will not be able to bear the consequences at that time. This battle can only be won, not lost. Notify these departments immediately and ask them to prepare. In a few months, except for the necessary guards, all other forces will appear in the Valley of Gods. We can even announce the God Valley sacrificial ceremony to the world to attract other pirates. Besides the Rock's pirates, there are many other powerful pirate groups. Let them fight dog to dog. After all, besides the Rock's pirates, there are other powerful pirate groups on the sea. The curly-haired five elders are getting carried away, so let's just have an all-out war. The curly-haired five elders are getting carried away, so let's just have an all-out war. After all, the Rocks aren't the only pirate group in the world. The Roger Pirates, who have recently emerged, are also an extremely talented pirate group. The entire pirate group has been at sea for less than a year, and currently has less than 10 members, but the total bounty of the entire group exceeds 10 billion. The potential is terrifying. Captain GOLD, Roger is also a member of the D clan. They also have some strong men on board. If we can use the power of Roger's pirate group, we can cause great trouble to Rocks. There is also the Rising Star, Red Bard, who has a bounty of over 2 billion. World Destroyer Burndy Wald. Babeo Navy, the 12th generation of Pillars of the Green Pepper. These are the world-famous pirates. However, under the reputation of the Sea Overlord Rocks, these pirates seem to be dull. You have a point. We can also make use of the pirates' power. But there's no need for the trash pirates. They're just cannon fodder here. Roger, Lone Red, Burndy Wald, Green Pepper and other big pirates, you can ask CP to notify them secretly. The bald five elders' eyes lit up. Using pirates to consume pirates is really a good idea. It can also effectively reduce casualties in the world's governments and marines and preserve manpower. Don't worry about these big pirates not coming. Although the Rocks pirates are famous, there are many ambitious pirates waiting for an opportunity. Waiting for an opportunity to bring down the Rocks pirates and become famous. Just take advantage of this. Okay. Very good. Let's do it. The five elders in suits couldn't help but nod. The world's government, CP0, Marine, Army, Science Corps, top warriors from allied countries, plus a bunch of pirates who are eyeing them. This time, the Rocks pirates will surely fall in the Valley of Gods. Especially Rocks, and the evil one, Luo Nuo. The lives of these two people must be used to complete the sacrificial ceremony of the Valley of Gods. What a wonderful scene! Marine Headquarters, Mariford. Kong Gang had just received a call from the five elders, so he called all the key members of the Marine Headquarters to a meeting. The conference room at this time could not be considered a conference room, but a camp for wounded soldiers. Every single one of the officers above the rank of Marine Lieutenant General who attended the meeting was wrapped in thick bandages. Whether it is the elite lieutenant generals of the headquarters, or the monster recruits Kazan, Sakaski, Borsellino, and others. The worst hit ones are Sora, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr. They were nearly killed in the Golden City, so their injuries were naturally serious. Are those old bastards planning something again? Garp's chest and abdomen were wrapped in bandages, and he stuffed Sabay into his mouth while speaking unhappily. The Golden City incident was clearly a good opportunity to inflict heavy damage on the Rocks pirates. But it was wasted by a few useless Five Elders. Garp became increasingly dissatisfied with the Celestial Dragons and even the Five Elders. Cyborg Sora rarely stopped Garp from calling the Five Elders old bastards. He was also very annoyed with those old bastards. The Five Elders said that they are going to destroy the Rocks pirates in God's Valley, said Cyborg Sora. Humph, what are you talking about now? The Rocks pirates escaped unscathed from the Golden City incident and killed 19 celestial dragons. The news has also been spread all over the world by the News King. Now the Rocks pirates have become more famous and more terrifying than before. Many pirates are eager to join the Rocks pirates, and their strength has grown a lot. Zhang Gui also said angrily, looking unhappy. After the Golden City incident, the Rocks pirates are no longer just a pirate group. Defeat the Five Elders and the Marine HQ event. The world's attitude towards the Rocks pirates is that their existence is enough to challenge the world government's rule. Even, it is to overthrow the rule of the world government. There are many strong men on the sea, and they have all joined the Rocks pirates. The Rocks pirates will be even more terrifying than when they were in the Golden City. Even so, Zhang Gui has not yet taken into account the growth of that monster Luo Nuo. That's right. After Luo Nuo joined, the Rocks pirates became so powerful that the threat level increased by more than one level. Now even the Marine headquarters and the Five Elders can't deal with the Rocks pirates. Zifa, who is always kind and righteous, frowned and said, Now the word justice of Marine has been trampled under the feet of the Rocks pirates. Anyway, I won't trust those old bastards anymore. Garp said this and was about to leave, too lazy to listen to any nonsense. Garp, sit down! Cyborg scolded him, and Garp had no choice but to be patient. After the last Golden City incident, I know you all have complaints, and what you say is reasonable. To be honest, I'm a little unhappy too. But this time it's different, this time it's for real. Gang Gukong emphasized his tone and continued. The Five Elders said that the Valley of the Gods will be the burial place of the Rocks pirates. This time, in addition to the Marines and the world government sending people, CP0's top executives, the Great Prison of the Deep Sea, Judicial Island, the Science Corps, the Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces, and some of the top strongmen from the member countries of the world government will also be here. Gang Gukong's tone was very solemn. It was obvious that he had not expected that the Five Elders would mobilize so many forces this time. All the agencies under the jurisdiction of the world government have used almost all the forces they can. It seems that Five Elders is serious this time. As expected, after Cyborg finished his empty words, all the Marines present were stunned. Even the expressions of Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr, who were very unhappy with the Five Elders, changed. Is it such a big deal? I won't mention Impelled Down, Judicial Island, Science Corps, CP0, and other armies except the Marine and Air Force. These are all under the jurisdiction of the world government, and they will naturally accept the dispatch of the world government. Even some member countries of the world government are sending their top experts. It seems like they are serious this time. This could be an all-out war with the Rocks pirates. Not only that, the Five Elders are also planning to use the power of pirates to consume the Rocks pirates. Steel Bones Sora continued. Red the Lonely, Burndy Walled, Green Pepper, Roger pirates and other big pirates may come. Hearing this, the senior executives of Marine also took a deep breath. Comprehensive encirclement and suppression. This is how the Marine senior officials define this operation. 5 Elders, Marine Headquarters, CP0, Impelled Down, Judicial Island, Science Force, and even the power of pirates. The Rock's pirates will face an all-out siege in the Valley of the Gods. There is still half a year until the Valley of Gods. Everyone will be busy from now on. Kongu looked at everyone, his eyes filled with passion again. The 5 Elders are now fully aware that the Rock's pirates pose too great a threat. By then, the world government will almost mobilize all its forces to strangle the Rock's pirates. Success or failure depends on this one move. But in Kong's opinion, there is almost no possibility that the world government will lose. After all, the gap in strength is too big. 5 Elders, Marine, CP0, Impelled Down, Science Corps, etc., even the top experts from the world government member countries are here. Almost the entire world's power was mobilized to encircle and suppress the Rock's pirates. If the Rock's pirates dare to come, they will never return. In the past 6 months, Kuzan, Sakaski, Borsellino, and Long, you 4 must make full use of your time and perform devilish training every day. Steel-boned Sora turned his attention to the 4 recruits. If Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr are the backbone of this generation of Marine, then Kuzan, Sakaski, Borsellino, and Long are the backbone of the next generation of Marine. It has to be said that the next generation of Marines is also full of talent, and is not inferior to the Rock's pirates. General Kong! Don't worry, I will work harder during this period and will definitely make up for the humiliation I suffered last time. Sakaski clenched his fists and made up his mind. During the last Golden City incident, I was almost killed by the extremely evil. This also made Sakaski realize that everyone is a newcomer, but people cannot be generalized. In short, evil can never defeat justice. Sakaski had no choice but to comfort himself in this way. After that, Sakaski left the meeting room and went to train. Kuzan, Borsellino, and Long also left one after another to undergo the devilish training. Okay. Very good. I will supervise you during this period. Zifa is also in high spirits. My strength has almost reached the general level, and has also reached the upper limit. No matter how hard you practice, you won't improve much. It's better to focus all your energy on Sakaski and the others. After all, these 4 people have already shown great potential. Although not as formidable as Luo Nua, given time, these 4 people can become Admiral-level warriors and support the Marine. As for Roger, you can contact Green Pepper Garp. Then Cyborg turned his attention to Garp. The one responsible for chasing Roger and Green Pepper has always been Garp. And Green Peppers are okay. Cyborg Sora always felt that the relationship between Garp and Roger was a bit complicated, but he couldn't really tell where it was complicated. But it's always a good idea to let Garp contact these 2 people. Garp did not refuse this. The threat posed by the Rock's pirates is obvious to all. Even if we have to use the power of pirates, we must destroy them. You will be the one to contact Berndiwald Zifa. Zifa and Berndiwald often fight each other, so it is best to leave it to him. As for Lone Red, I will contact him myself. Finally, Steel-boned Sora said. Gu Gaezahong could be considered his mortal enemy, and he often hunted him down. This person has a fickle personality. I don't know whether he will come when the time comes. After making all these arrangements, Gang Gukong announced the adjournment of the meeting. At the same time, the Roger pirates have entered the New World. It's really scary, Luo Nua, you actually did such a thing. Under the protection of the Marine and 5 Elders, I still killed 19 celestial dragons. Looks like I have to hurry up and catch up with you. Roger stood on the deck of the Oro Jackson, which was made entirely of the precious tree atom. Holding today's newspaper, I sighed as I looked at the sea in the distance. They were clearly going out to sea together, but the gap between them kept getting bigger and bigger. Roger could only smile bitterly. Captain, Marine's calling! To be exact, it's Garp's call. At this moment, the deputy captain Rayleigh walked up to Roger, handed him a den mushi, and looked solemn. Garp? What's he calling for? As soon as these words were spoken, the crew members on the ship, including Copper Jabba, Douglas Bullet, etc., stood up alertly. Garp has chased Roger's pirate group several times and can be considered an old enemy. Ha! Why are you so nervous? Take it! Roger didn't care and answered the call directly. Hey Roger, I need your help. As soon as the call was connected, Garp's serious voice came from the other end. The two chatted for about 10 minutes, and the members of Roger's pirate group became more and more frightened as they listened. The world government is going to launch a comprehensive campaign against the Rocks pirates in the Valley of the Gods. 5 elders, Marine, CP, Advanced City and other forces will all be dispatched. By then, we will defeat the Rocks pirates in God's Valley in one fell swoop. Roger, I know your character. You must be upset about Rock's brutality. So you must come when the time comes. If Rocks succeeds, the whole world will be worse than it would be in the hands of the celestial dragons. Garp added after he finished speaking, hoping to impress Roger. I know, Garp. Without giving Garp an accurate answer, Roger hung up the phone neatly and looked at his crew members. You all heard it, right? Many crew members nodded, obviously shocked by the news. Even Rayleigh and Jabba were shocked. The world government has made up its mind this time. The Valley of the Gods is the burial place of the Rocks pirates. Captain, what are you going to do? Rayleigh asked first. God's Valley is a must-go. Although the celestial dragons are nothing. But as Garp said, if Rocks achieves his goal, the world may be worse than it was in the hands of the celestial dragons. Roger said firmly. But Luo Noa is my friend. I don't care whether Rocks lives or dies, but they want to use Luo Noa's life for sacrifice? I will never agree to that. After Roger finished speaking, the expressions of the crew members present also changed significantly. Everyone knew Roger's character very well. If he said this, he must have made up his mind. No one can change the decision he made. So it's decided, right? Yes, it looks like it will be another dangerous journey. This time we are heading deep into the tiger's den. Rayleigh, Jabba, Bullet and others have understood the captain's decision. Sure enough, the next moment. Jabba, adjust the direction to Hachino's. Go find the Rocks pirates. Roger gave the order, and then the Oro Jackson immediately turned. About a week passed. The party at Hachino's was over, and everyone had a great time. But after the banquet, the next one should be confirmed. At this time, Rocks was gathering 7 major executives to discuss the next move of the Rocks pirates. The Valley of Gods half a year later. Sacrifice of the Celestial Dragons. All adult Tianlong people will be present at that time. Report to Captain Rocks, Vice Captain Luo Nuo. The Roger pirates suddenly appeared nearby. Just then, a pirate came hurriedly to report. Report to Captain Rocks, Vice Captain Luo Nuo. The Roger pirates have appeared in Hachino's. Rocks was discussing the next action with the 7 cadres. A member of the Rocks pirates who was in charge of lookout came running over to report. Roger pirates? That famous pirate group. There are only 10 crew members right now, and the total bounty is as high as 10 billion Baileys. The bounty on Vice Captain Rayleigh is 1.478 billion Baileys, and the bounty on 3rd Commander Copper Jabba is 1.322 billion Baileys. GOLD, Roger. Bounty of 2.925 billion berries. Slightly higher than Captain Whitebeard. Some members of Grandmaster Intelligence present said this. The Roger Pirates are also one of the most popular pirate groups recently. The entire group is an elite group, with only 10 members at present, but the bounty exceeds 10 billion Baileys. Captain Roger's bounty is even higher than Captain Whitebeard's. Although bounty does not necessarily represent strength, it can also explain some problems. This guy named Roger may not be less powerful than Captain Whitebeard. Oh? What is that famous pirate doing here? Could this guy also come to join the Rocks pirates? Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku and others were also stunned after hearing this. Ever since News King fully reported the Golden City incident. These days, many famous pirates have come to Hachino's and joined the Rocks pirates. However, this is the first pirate with a bounty of over 2 billion. If this is true, then there will be another incredible captain in the Rocks Pirates. Even Whitebeard, who had always been indifferent to the Rocks Pirates, became interested at this moment. Whitebeard had also heard of Roger's name. Unlike most pirates, Roger valued his partners very much. Once, because a bad word was said about one of their companions, Roger's pirate group destroyed the army of a country. Whitebeard quite admires guys like this. Oh? Roger? He came to Hachino's? Rano was also stunned when he heard it. After Roger and I separated in the East China Sea, we never met again. And if Luo Noa remembered correctly, in the original work, Roger teamed up with Garp to defeat the Rocks Pirates in the Valley of the Gods. Luo Noa was even ready to treat Roger as an enemy. What was he doing in Hachino's at this hour? Luo Noa, if I remember correctly, you and this Roger are old acquaintances, Rock said, looking at Luo Noa. When Luo Noa first hijacked Tian Shangjin, another person appeared in the newspaper with Luo Noa. That's Roger. And at that time, Roger seemed to be mistaken by the Marine as a crew member of Luo Noa. Yes, I met him when I first went to sea, and he helped me a lot at that time. We are very good friends. There was no need for Luo Noa to hide anything, and he just told the truth. It's just right. If they come to the shore, don't stop them. Just bring them here. Rox gave a meaningful instruction to his men. This Roger is also a talented guy. And his crew members are not simple either. Rox also had the idea of winning over Roger's pirate group. Now Roger and Luo Noa are friends, so we can make use of this relationship. If we could recruit a large pirate group with a bounty of over 10 billion. The chances of winning the battle in God Valley have undoubtedly increased. If you want to win them over, forget it. Roger is not a guy who is willing to be inferior to others. He must have other purposes for coming here. Luo Noa saw through Rox's thoughts and reminded him. And there's a good chance Roger was the one who killed you. Luo Noa didn't say this. At the same time, the Roger pirates landed in Hachino's. Captain Roger, right? Captain Rox, Vice Captain Luo Noa has ordered me to lead you there. As soon as he got ashore, someone was responsible for receiving Roger. Roger and his crew then followed the leader of the pirates into the depths of Hachino's. This is the headquarters of the Rocks Pirates, Hachino's. As expected of the world's strongest pirate group, I saw at least 3 pirates with bounties exceeding 500 million. Pirates with hundreds of millions of dollars are free here. After boarding Hachino's, the members of Roger's pirate group looked left and right like country bumpkins entering the city, exclaiming in amazement continuously. The strongest pirate group in the world. Here, there are many pirates with bounties exceeding 100 million. A pirate with a bounty of 500 million is not a small number, but with this amount he can only be an ordinary cadre. The captain of the Rocks Pirates has a bounty of over 1.5 billion each. Compared to the Rocks Pirates, the Roger Pirates have only 10 people and a total bounty of only 10 billion, which is indeed pale in comparison. Ha ha! The Rocks Pirates are really powerful. It's not easy for Luo Noa to suppress the monsters Whitebeard and Golden Lion and become the vice captain. Even Roger was shocked by the lineup of the Rocks Pirates. Soon, Roger and his crew met the top leaders of the Rocks Pirates. Captain Rox, Vice Captain Luo Noa, and squad leaders Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte and others were all present. Is this the top executive of the Rocks Pirates? Each of them has the aura of a monster. The lowest reward is higher than our vice captains. Everyone in Roger's pirate group sighed inwardly. To suppress such a group of terrifying monsters. It is unknown how powerful Captain Rox and Vice Captain Luo Noa are. This is GOLD, Roger. His aura is no less than that of Whitebeard and Golden Lion. Even on par with Vice Captain Luo Noa. Deputy Captain Rayleigh, and the third in command Jabba, these two are as powerful as Silver Axe, Achaku, and Captain John. The members of Roger Pirates are looking at Rocks Pirates. The members of the Rocks Pirates were also looking at the Roger Pirates. Both parties were secretly surprised, but they looked very imposing. Ha ha ha, Luo Noa, we finally meet again. It's been a long time. Roger saw Luo Nuo at a glance and greeted him with a warm laugh. Yes, it's the first time we meet since we separated. What are you doing in Hachino's? Luo Nuo also responded to Roger with a smile. Thinking back to when I first met Roger. After learning that he was gifted, the other party was willing to train him and help him to improve his strength. He was the first noble person I met when I went out to sea. Luo Nuo will never forget this feeling. I came here this time to tell you something very important. Roger approached Luo Nuo, his aura rising. Put aside everything first. It's been a long time since we last met. Have you made any progress at all? Luo Nuo said with a smile on his face, and pulled out the supreme sword, first generation Kitetsu. Ha ha ha, I think you're the one who hasn't made any progress. Roger laughed and drew out his famous sword Ace. The swords of both sides suddenly touched each other, and a terrifying wave of air erupted. The moment Ace and first generation Kitetsu touched each other, Luo Nuo and Roger also released Conqueror's Haki at the same time. Sizzle! The air is filled with dark red sparks that are unique to Conqueror's battles. The ground began to crack beneath everyone's feet. Aren't these two good friends? Why did they start fighting as soon as they met? With the strength of these two people, if they fight in Hachino's, do they want to destroy the island? Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achiku, Charlotte Lin and others were stunned. Captain, this guy is here again. This is Hachino's, the headquarters of the Rocks Pirates. Fighting with the other side's vice-captain without considering the consequences at all. Rayleigh, Jabba, Bullet and other crew members of Roger's pirate group expressed their headache. But even so, no one stepped forward to stop it. The reason is simple. If you get involved in the fight between these two people, you will get hurt. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering. Current progress, 34.9%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Armament Haki. Current progress, 35.7%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Observation Haki. Current progress, 42.2%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level Swordsmanship. Current progress, 50.6%. A series of prompt sounds rang out, and Luo Nuo was slightly surprised. I was able to pick up some things, although they were very small. It's almost nothing, but it can also explain some problems. It seems that Roger's strength is also growing rapidly, and he is not much weaker than me. Ha ha ha, Luo Nuo, you've grown a lot too! Roger was secretly shocked. I originally thought that after a lot of experience, my strength would shock Luo Nuo, but I didn't expect it to be like this. He is worthy of being the vice-captain of the Rocks Pirates. Boom, boom, boom! The two sides fought fiercely. Conqueror's Entanglement, Armed Color Ryo, a battle of swordsmanship. Every collision will cause a terrifying shock. The ground of Hachino's began to break, and the whole island felt like it was shaking. He can actually be on par with Vice-Captain Luo Nuo. This Roger is really something. Yes, it is indeed equally matched. Silver Axe, Achiku, Golden Lion and others were shocked by Roger's strength. Luo Nuo is a strong man who can cut off the arms of 5 elders in a short time. Roger is actually on par with Luo Nuo, so isn't this guy stronger than me? Seeing how enthusiastically they are fighting, I really want to join the battle. Seeing the fight between Luo Nuo and Roger, Whitebeard's eyes also started to blaze with fire. These two people are not only fighting, but also communicating. Communication between friends and enemies. Whitebeard also longs for this feeling. If Whitebeard hadn't been afraid that Hachino's couldn't bear it, he would have joined the battle by now. On the other hand, the Roger pirates were also surprised that Luo Nuo could be on par with the captain. As expected of the evil culprit, with a bounty of 3.5 billion. Soon the battle entered a white-hot stage. The gusts of wind and energy generated by the collision between the two had almost destroyed all the houses on Hachino's island. But Roger and Luo Nuo didn't notice this at all. God avoids! When he was in high spirits, Roger swung his sword with all his might, unleashing his strongest move, Divine Evasion. A sword energy swept out that seemed to be able to destroy a mountain. The moment it was sent out, Roger thought to himself that something was wrong. I just came here to spar with him, but I didn't mean to hurt Luo Nuo. Interesting. Let's see whose god is stronger. Luo Nuo also got excited and waved the first-generation Kitetsu. Then, the same sword energy as Roger's swept out. This is Captain Roger's move! Learned by Luo Nuo? Seeing this scene, everyone in Roger's pirate group was also stunned on the spot. According to rumors, the Evil One possesses a monstrous talent that allows one to learn any move just by showing it once. At that time, everyone in Roger's pirate group just treated it as a joke. I didn't expect it to be true. In this ocean, there is actually someone who can do such a thing. Boom! The divine evasions of both sides were fierce and powerful. Before the battle even started, the energy fluctuations that erupted alone caused the small mountain on Hachino's island to begin to collapse. Not good, we can't stay in this place anymore. Will these two guys be happy only if they destroy the island? Seeing this, even captains like Jin Axe and Achaku felt the danger and quickly left the spot. The members of Roger's pirate group also saw the danger and hurriedly avoided it. In a hurry, a figure suddenly rushed into the sword energy of the two people. Crash! A momentum even more powerful than Luo Nuo and Roger rose to the sky. He caught one sword energy with one punch, and then threw two sword energies into the sky. Boom! Two sword energies flew into the sky, exploding with terrifying energy, blasting a vortex-shaped deep hole in the sky. It can actually stop the fight between Captain Roger and the monster Luo Nuo. Is this the Sea Overlord rocks? The Roger pirates were completely shocked. He used his body to block the terrifying sword energy of the two monsters. This rocks is scarier than a monster. Are you trying to destroy that Hachino's? After doing all this, Rox came to Luo Nuo and Roger and asked, I'm sorry, I got a little excited. I can't afford to pay for the damaged houses. Roger said embarrassedly. Only then did he notice that all the houses on Hachino's island had been razed to the ground. Don't worry, the captain won't be angry about these things. Luo Nuo patted Roger on the shoulder with an indifferent look on his face. Rock's character Luo Nuo is clear. I never saw Rox angry on the boat. This is the privilege of being a strong man on the Rox ship. Even if the crew members were killed in front of him, Rox would not frown. The strong can do whatever they want in the Rox pirates. This is how Rox controlled the situation. It's okay. By the way, Roger, what exactly are you doing here? Sure enough, the next moment Rox spoke to Roger, without any sign of anger in his tone. Oh, I almost forgot. Something terrible has happened. After being reminded by Rox, Roger finally remembered the reason why he came here. The Valley of Gods is a sacrificial ritual of the celestial dragons. You should know that. Of course, we are discussing going to the Valley of the Gods. Luo Nuo replied. Valley of the Gods, the territory of the celestial dragons. A sacrificial ceremony is held there every 4 years, which seems to be the iron rule of the celestial dragons. But Luo Nuo didn't care about these at all. The important thing is that all adult Tianlong people must participate in the sacrificial ceremony. This is what Luo Nuo should be concerned about. For the battle in the Valley of Gods, the world government is fully prepared. This time, the 5 elders used all the power they could. Roger said worriedly. All power? Hearing this, the senior members of the Rox Pirates frowned slightly. Yes, all the power. 5 elders, Marine, CP, Impelled Down, Judicial Island, Science Corps, Army, Air Force, and even the top powers from the world government member countries. Roger repeated the news he had heard from Garp. Hearing this, the top leaders of the Rox Pirates, who had just frowned slightly, were all shocked. Judging from Roger's words, the world government is about to release almost all its resources. It can be said that the whole army came out in full force. With such a lineup, even the world's strongest Rox pirates will never return. Is that true? Even Rox frowned slightly after hearing this. 5 elders, Marine, CP needless to say. These are the people that Rox has been dealing with for many years, and he knows their strengths and weaknesses very well. Judicial Island, the scientific forces don't have to worry too much. The strength of the people in these places is not particularly outstanding, and the middle-level cadres of the Rox pirate group are enough to deal with them. It is worth noting that the Army, Air Force, and the top powers of the world's government member countries. Army, Air Force. Although they didn't deal with each other often, Rox often heard about it from people in his intelligence network. The strength of these armies may not be as strong as that of the Marines, but there are also general-level strongmen among them. The influence of a general-level warrior on the battlefield is self-evident. For example, the Golden City incident. Compared to before, the Rox pirates only have one more admiral-level warrior, Luo Nuo. The final result was that the Marine was defeated, and the Five Elders' support was of no avail. This is enough to prove the influence of a general-level strongman on the outcome of a war. A general-level warrior is enough to defeat thousands of troops. There are also top powers from the world's government member countries. The world government has a total of 170 countries in the world. Although not every country has a general-level warrior, there are always a few outstanding warriors among so many countries. Now it seems that the difficulty of Operation Valley of the Gods is far beyond my imagination. After all, sending out so many strong men at once was equivalent to the Five Elders strategically abandoning the defense of Judicial Island, Advanced City, the Army, and the Air Force. These strong men are transferred to the Valley of Gods. By then, the defense will be extremely weak, and some pirates will take advantage of the opportunity to sneak in. But these Five Elders no longer care. Now the Five Elders only have eyes for the Rox pirates. In order to destroy the Rox pirates, the Five Elders have already spent all their resources. It will definitely be a fierce battle, and the intensity may exceed one's imagination. At this moment, Rox's eyes flashed with fear, but soon returned to normal. It is indeed so, absolutely so. Roger said this very sincerely, with an extremely firm tone. Have those old bastards and Mary Joa gone mad? The Army and Air Force have all been mobilized to push forward the city. Have they given up on these places? Sending out so many strong men, this means they are going to fight to the death. Yes, it seems that our Rox pirates have been regarded as the #1 enemy by the world government. With a lineup like this, even if we send out our entire army, we won't be able to defeat them. Captain, do you still want to go to the Valley of the Gods? Hearing this, Charlotte Linlin, Silveraxe, Achaku, John, and even Golden Lion were all extremely surprised. Even some of these squad leaders began to waver. After all, the power mobilized by the Five Elders this time was too terrifying. It is no exaggeration to say that almost all the forces in the world are mobilized to deal with the Rox pirates. Using the power of one pirate group to fight against the whole world? Even the big pirates would be frightened by such a scene. Luo Nuo, this is exactly why I came here. Although the Five Elders came for the Rox pirates this time, their real target is only 2 people. One is Rox, the other is you. Everyone else can be spared, but you and Rox must die. This is a death order from the Five Elders. Seeing that some squad leaders were wavering, Roger struck while the iron was hot. As long as Luo Nuo doesn't go to the Valley of Gods, everything will be fine. Then everyone turned their attention to Luo Nuo and Rox. These two are the ones who are in charge of the Rox pirates. It is up to them to decide whether to go to the Valley of the Gods or not. Captain Rox, I just want to ask one thing. Is the Valley of the Gods really like you said? Will all the adult Tianlong people be present at that time? At this moment, Luo Nuo turned his gaze to Rox and asked. Of course, Rox replied. That's right, Roger, you know the grudge between me and the Celestial Dragons. If you are a friend, don't stop me. I will go to the Valley of Gods. I will kill the Celestial Dragons. Luo Nuo spoke word by word with a firm tone. I don't have any goals for the future, and I don't want to become One Piece or the king of the world. If I have to say, I have only one goal, which is to kill all the Celestial Dragons and avenge my parents. Now such an opportunity is in front of me. All adult Tianlong people are present. Luo Nuo will definitely not let them go. Ha ha! Great! Luo Nuo, I was right about you. Rox laughed out loud at this time and patted Luo Nuo on the shoulder. It was absolutely right for me to let Whitebeard bring Luo Nuo back. I was initially shaken when I saw Captains John, Silver Axe, and Achaku. Rox also backed down in his heart. After all, Rox knows that these people have ulterior motives. Shin used his prestige as captain to pressure them into participating in Operation God Valley. By then, I am afraid that these people will take advantage of the situation and not work hard. Now that Luo Nuo has expressed his determination, Rox has also made up his mind. Operation Valley of the Gods, go. After all, he also had a hidden card and had not revealed his full strength. Besides, Rox also knows some secrets hidden in the Valley of Gods. If this operation succeeds, the throne of the King of the World will be within reach. Rox is unwilling to give up such a good opportunity. Gulala, it's decided then. Operation Valley of the Gods. Whitebeard also laughed out loud at this moment. If Luo Nuo went, he would go too. After all, Whitebeard is not the man who would watch his family die. Lord Luo Nuo is so cool. I must also practice with all my strength to achieve Lord Luo Nuo's goal. At this moment, Kaido was also infected by Luo Nuo, and turned into a blue dragon hovering in the sky, swearing to the sky. Kaido, who ate the fish fruit and entered the blue dragon form, grew rapidly. There is already a tendency for him to become the first person under the captain of the Rocks Pirates. Ha 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 ha, I knew it would be like this. Roger laughed out loud at this moment. In fact, he had expected this result. However, as a friend, Roger felt that he had an obligation to inform Luo Nuo when something like this happened. As a friend, Roger couldn't just watch Luo Nuo die. In that case, I will be part of Operation Valley of the Gods, Luo Nuo. Count me in for the battle in the Valley of the Gods. Roger grinned and said to Luo Nuo. As soon as the words fell, all the pirates present were stunned. A second later, the whole audience was in uproar. Captain Roger, again! Hey, that's where the 5 elders gathered all the power in the world. He is so willful. He is even more powerful than Captain Willful. The crew members of Roger's pirate group were also speechless about their captain's willfulness. Ha ha, he's Roger. What can we do? Rayleigh and Jabba also smiled helplessly. No matter how much you complain, you have to follow the captain you chose, even if it means crying. Needless to say, the Roger pirates and the Rocks pirates were also stunned. The Valley of the Gods is where the 5 elders have gathered all the forces in the world, waiting for the Rocks pirates to destroy themselves. Going to the Valley of Gods means a life-or-death experience. Vice Captain Luo Nuo has a feud with the Celestial Dragons, so it's normal for him to go. Anyone who had the same experience as Vice Captain Luo Nuo would also go to the Valley of the Gods. Captain Rox has been planning the Valley of the Gods operation, so it is understandable that he would go. But why did your Roger pirates come in to get involved? Could it be that Vice Captain Luo Nuo and you are biological brothers? Are you willing to sacrifice your life for others? Roger, you! Luo Nuo was also stunned. I didn't expect Roger would do this for me. As expected of the future One Piece, this spirit is even more powerful than Rox. Ha ha ha, aren't we friends? We are friends, how could I watch you die? Roger laughed heartily, full of pride. Gulala, Luo Nuo, your friends are really interesting. Roger, I remember your name. Whitebeard also laughed out loud. He didn't expect that there would be such an interesting guy in the sea. Oh, Whitebeard, the captain of the Rocks Pirates First Division, is also a unique figure in the Rocks Pirates. Roger also noticed Whitebeard, his eyes full of admiration. Before Luo Nuo joined, Whitebeard was the only man Roger took a fancy to in the Rocks Pirates. What an incredible spirit! It's really astonishing! Even the Golden Lion was shocked by Roger's decision. For friends, risk your life and death. This is the pirate I imagined. Interesting. 5 elders, world government, wait for death. Seeing this, Rox smiled. although Roger meant to lead the entire pirate group to join the Rocks Pirates. But he is willing to help the Rocks Pirates in God Valley, that's enough. This guy's strength is not much different from Luo Noa's. In addition, the Vice Captain Rayleigh and the third-in-command Jabba are also strong men at the level of captains of the Rocks Pirates. We really have to take action. It is still unknown who will win. But don't be too happy, Rocks. I went to the Valley of Gods to help Luo Noa, not to fulfill your ambitions. If you want to become the king of the world through this, I will be the first to stop you. At this moment, Roger suddenly spoke to Rocks. He just noticed Rocks' smile. Roger also knew very well that Rock's goal was to become the king of the world and rule the world. Luo Noa is my friend. I am willing to sacrifice my life to help him. But Roger did not approve of Rock's brutality. If Rocks wants to become the king of the world, I will stop him without hesitation. Even kill the other person. Ha ha ha, you can try it. Rocks smiled faintly and was not angry. In fact, in the minds of Rocks, whether it is Luo Noa, Roger, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin and others, they are all tools to realize their ambitions. Luo Noa's talent is indeed terrifying, even Rocks himself feels inferior to him. But Rocks, as the overlord of the sea, knows the deepest secrets of this world. No matter how terrible a person's talent is, he is still a mortal after all. As a mortal, you can never defeat the power of God. That is an almost invincible force. Enough power to control the entire world. And the power of immortality. In Rock's eyes, only the person deep inside Mary Geos Pengu City is worthy of being his opponent. He is also the only person you need to be wary of. That's why Rocks never loses his temper on the boat. Because there is no need. In Rock's view, the quarrels and killings among these crew members were just children playing house. It doesn't matter what happens, as long as it doesn't stop you from realizing your ambitions. Also, you squad leaders, are you still planning to quit? Rocks came to the side of Charlotte Linlin, John, Silveraxe, and Achiku. These people just showed signs of wavering, which did not escape Rox's attention. Of course not. Go to the Valley of the Gods and kill the Celestial Dragons. Since the Valley of Gods is the territory of the Celestial Dragons, there must be a lot of treasures. There might be some precious devil fruits there. We will never miss such a treasure, Captain Rocks. The four squad leaders spoke in a flattering tone, completely different from their wavering attitude just now. These people are fence-sitters, they go wherever the wind blows. After hearing the news Roger brought, they did have the idea of retreating. After all, the five elders have summoned the power of almost the entire world. Anyone who hears this will want to back off. But now the Roger Pirates are ready to help the Rocks Pirates. Then there is a fight. The Rocks Pirates and Roger Pirates are united and can definitely fight against the combined efforts of the world government. Very good, you guys are only a step away from breaking through to the general level. Don't go out to sea to plunder in the next 6 months. Practice hard here in Hachinos. Try to break through the barriers. Rocks nodded and didn't care. It is enough for them to be of use to themselves. Yes, Captain. The four squad leaders agreed in unison and then left to practice. We have to hurry up and practice. There are many strong people in the Battle of God Valley, so we can't slack off. Roger also showed a rare serious look on his face and instructed his crew members. Although he was going to help, Roger didn't want his companions' lives to be in danger. You should train at Hachinos during this time. There's not much else here, but there's enough training ground. Kaido, you take them there, Luo Noa said to Roger. In order to enhance the strength of the crew, Rocks ordered the establishment of many training grounds. Okay, let's have a drink together when we have time. Roger nodded and left with Kaido. I should also improve my own strength. After Roger left, Luo Noa seemed to be talking to himself. After the Golden City incident, I had not had time to improve my strength. I just happened to have a new idea. Combine the moves you learned from the top masters. Form a new fusion sword technique. Fusion knife skills. Luo Noa's mind was moved. This thought appeared in Luo Noa's mind when Huang Jincheng fought with the sword-wielding five elders. The ultimate move that Luo Noa used at that time was the Qilin of the Silver Axe. Use the thunder attached to the sword and use your domineering power to control the thunder to increase the destructive power of swordsmanship. It was this move, combined with the physical talent of Iron Balloon, that directly cut off one of the arms of the sword-wielding 5 elders. But this is far from enough. If I can use a stronger move, then what I cut off won't just be the 5 elders' arms. It's his head. It was because of this that Luo Noa thought of the unique skills he had learned from the masters during his long time at sea. Chopping Wave, Lion, Thousand Slice Valley, Songyun Slash, Divine Avoidance, Kirin, Iron Fist. Even the sword-wielding 5 elders Katetsu Ai Jishiki was obtained. These moves are all outrageous and unreasonable, and they are all unique moves that the great masters have practiced for a long time before they finally comprehended. I have learned so much, why not combine them together to form a more terrifying destructive force? After all, who else in this world has the unique skills of so many powerful people like me? It would be such a waste if we didn't make good use of this, and just used a special move of a powerful person. This is the original intention of Luo Noa to come up with this idea. Combine all the special skills of these powerful men together. The power that erupts is definitely several times stronger than a single ultimate move. Of course, what made Luo Noa even more anxious was, before the battle in the Valley of Gods, I must improve my strength as much as possible. Especially the information Roger brought. In the Battle of God Valley, the world government will mobilize the whole world's forces to encircle and suppress himself and rocks. My participation has greatly disturbed the plot of the original work. Future events may be very different from the original work. But none of this matters. The most important thing now is to make good use of the past 6 months. Maximize your strength. Fortunately, in the Battle of God Valley, we tried our best to kill all the celestial dragons. Fusion swordsmanship is a swordsmanship that can quickly improve your strength. Luo Noa, I should hurry up and not let you widen the gap. Also, remember to call me when you go to drink, and bring that kid Roger along. At this moment, Whitebeard also smiled and patted Luo Noa's shoulder, picked up Song Yunqi and went to practice. Before leaving, he did not forget to remind Luo Noa to drink. Luo Noa nodded, and after Whitebeard left, he headed to the training ground. There are hundreds of open-air training grounds in Hichinos, all of which are adjacent to each other. The training ground is equipped with sandbags, boulders, iron tools, swords, targets, and other equipment. Luo Noa chose a large training ground with a mountain as the back. After all, there are many strong people in the Rocks Pirates, and the moves they unleash are extremely powerful. If one is not careful, hundreds of training grounds may be razed to the ground. Therefore, strong crew members like to practice in training grounds near the sea or mountains. At this time, the training ground has been occupied by most of the strong people. There were sword energy, explosions, domineering things everywhere. It was very lively. It seems that everyone is training hard for the battle in God Valley. Arrived at the center of the training ground. Open the system interface. Host, Luo Noa. Age 17. Strength, general level. Speed, general level. Physical strength, general level. Hockey, top level Conqueror's Hockey, current progress, 34.9%. Top level Armament Hockey, current progress, 35.7%. Top level Observation Hockey, current progress, 42.2%. Other abilities, Swordsmanship, Great Swordsman level, progress, 50.6%. Combat Experience, top level. Axe Skills, advanced. Conqueror's Entanglement, Armament Hockey, Raya Sakura. Observation Hockey, Foresee the Future, Physical Talent, Iron Balloon. Moves, Iron Fist, Slashing Wave, Kirin, Marine 6 Styles, Lion Thousand Slice Valley, Cloud Slash, Ghost Tetragraph Iajuku, God Avoidance. Fruit Ability, Flame Fruit Absorption. God Level Ability, Listen to the Voices of All Things. I have now absorbed the unique skills of the Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Roger, Garp, the sword-wielding 5 elders, and other powerful warriors. These people are almost all the top strong men in the ocean in the future. What kind of effect would it be if these people's special skills were combined? Even Luo Noa was excited and could even feel his temples throbbing. Bring it on! As if to encourage himself, Luo Noa shouted loudly, holding the Supreme Sword First Generation Kitetsu. As the Supreme Sword, once it acknowledges the Master's status, there is almost no need for adjustment. First Generation Kitetsu himself can perfectly match the domineering aura and sword intent exuded by Luo Noa. As a demon sword, Guiche can combine domineering power and sword intent to emit a sinister ghost aura. Sizzle! Soon, Luo Noa mobilized Conqueror's Haki and drew lightning to attach to the First Generation Kitetsu. Then Conquerors wrapped around First Generation Kitetsu. Ghostly atmosphere. If someone was watching Luo Noa's training, they would be able to see it at this moment. Behind Luo Noa, there appeared a ghostly devil's face. Fusion! The moment he combined ghost energy, domineering power, and lightning power, Luo Noa failed. It's okay, come again! Don't be discouraged, there is still half a year left, it should be in time. Fusion! Failed again. Fusion! Failed again. In a blink of an eye, 3 months have passed. During these 3 months, Luo Noa trained 16 hours a day. Although the fusion sword technique has always failed, Luo Noa has become more and more proficient. After all, these were killer moves created with great difficulty by the great masters. It would not be so easy to integrate them. Now, only the last step is left. Back to the training ground again. After 3 months of training, the mountain with an altitude of several hundred meters in front of Luo Noa has been chopped into pieces. Still wrap the lightning around the First Generation Kitetsu, and then cover it with domineering aura and ghost energy. At this time, the First Generation Kitetsu was surrounded by sword energy, ghost energy, domineering energy, and lightning. It actually formed a sword body that was 100 meters long. The visual effect is similar to the Golden Wheel Tensei explosion of the Hokage. It's just that the Golden Wheel reincarnation explosion is composed of golden chakra. Luo Noa's sword is composed of dark red conquerors, eerie ghost energy, and azure lightning. The sword body is formed by breath only, it has no substance and no weight. But it can expand the attack range, enhance the destructive power, and cause damage. This is the power of fusion swordsmanship. The next moment, Luo Noa closed his eyes and quietly felt the breath of the First Generation Kitetsu. It's done! Suddenly, Luo Noa opened his eyes, and his right hand holding the knife was extremely excited. This move is called Broken Mountain. It can cut a mountain in two. There was a flash of excitement in Luo Noa's eyes. With a twist of the wrist, swing the knife. The 100-meter-long giant sword swung through the air, drawing a beautiful arc. Boom! Boom! The next moment, the entire Hachinos shook. Even the strong men on the island were shocked. What is that thing? Such a strong sword intent. Is that a sword? How can there be a knife that is 100 meters long, idiot? Damn, that really looks like a knife. Is it Vice Captain Luo Noa? I feel a strong ghost aura. Only the First Generation Kitetsu possesses this kind of ghost energy. He actually attached his aura to the knife and extended it for 100 meters. Oh my God! Vice Captain Luo Noa has become even more powerful. Is he going to chop off the huge mountain in front of him? As Luo Noa swung his sword, the entire Hachinos was alarmed. The pirates looked up to the sky and saw a blade that was 100 meters long, drawing a beautiful arc in the air. That's Luo Noa's sword intent. This guy is even more powerful than when he fought me. Roger also sensed this strong sword intent. There is even a breath of divine reverence in it. Not just Roger. Golden Lion, White Beard, Silver Axe, and the others all felt the aura of their own moves in the sword intent. Has Luo Noa integrated all his special moves? Whitebeard, who was also training hard, was stunned on the spot. This is not so easy to do. After all, these unique skills were cultivated by the strong after a long period of time. Every move has extremely destructive power. So many special moves are integrated together and collide with each other. If they are not integrated well, you will definitely hurt yourself. What a terrifying sword intention! The Golden Lion felt that his swordsmanship was useless in front of this sword intent. In addition, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, Achiku, Rayleigh, Jabba, John and others all felt the terrifying sword intent. As everyone was amazed, the next moment. Swish! A sword energy flew out of the sky, sweeping across thousands of troops, and stretched for hundreds of meters. This thick sword energy containing ghost energy, conqueror's entanglement, great swordsmanship, and various powerful people's special moves turned into a white dragon in the air. The white dragon seemed to have awakened after sleeping underground for hundreds of years, roaring angrily. It seems to tear down everything in front of it. Roar! The white dragon seemed to be roaring, but that was only the sound of the sword energy itself. The angry white dragon seemed to open its bloody mouth and rush towards the highest mountain on Hachino's island. Boom, boom! Like an egg hitting a stone, the mountain peak came into contact with the sword energy in an instant. The towering mountain, with an altitude of nearly 1,000 meters, split apart easily. The cut was as neat and smooth as a mirror, just like a steel blade cutting tofu. Then, gravel began to fall like rain. This move is called splitting the mountain. The mountain is split! This is the highest mountain in Hachino's. Vice Captain Luo Nuo has become stronger again. Everyone was amazed at the power of this sword, and for a moment they forgot that they were also practicing. It looks like Luo Nuo has made progress again. Great! At this moment, Rox also felt this terrifying sword intent. There are many familiar auras in there: Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Roger, Silver Axe, etc. After 3 months of continuous training, it's time to take a break. Rox also decided to give everyone some time to relax. Call everyone, including the members of Roger's pirate group and Hachino's, to hold another grand banquet. Ha ha ha, I've been looking forward to it for a long time. As a pirate, banquets are essential. When Roger heard about the party, he was the first to respond. Soon everyone arrived and Hachino's was in jubilation. Luonuo, your sword strike today was truly earth-shattering and soul-stirring. With one sword, the mountain was cut open like tofu. How amazing! I also felt the swordsmanship of my Golden Lion in that sword. Am I right, Vice Captain Luo Nuo? At the banquet, Luo Nuo naturally became the focus. Today's sword that broke the mountain once again refreshed everyone's understanding of Luo Nuo. That sword, even if a general-level warrior was hit head-on, he would die on the spot. Operation Valley of the Gods is becoming more and more likely to succeed. Luo Nuo smiled and clinked glasses with everyone, but he had other plans in mind. It's not enough yet. I still have room for improvement. After 3 months of dedicated practice, I have grown in all aspects. Host Luo Nuo. Age 17. Strength, general level. Speed, general level. Physical strength, general level. Hockey, top level Conqueror's Hockey, current progress, 38.9%. Top level Armament Hockey, current progress, 43.7%. Top level Observation Hockey, current progress, 44.2%. Other abilities: Swordsmanship, Great Swordsman level, progress, 63.6%. Combat Experience, top level. Axe Skills, advanced. Conqueror's Entanglement, Armament Hockey, Raya Sakura, Observation Hockey, Foresee the Future, Physical Talent. Iron Balloon. Moves: Iron Fist, Slashing Wave, Kirin, Marine 6 Styles. Lion Thousand Slice Valley, Cloud Slash. Ghost Tetsu II 10 Styles, God Avoidance, Mountain Breaking. Fruit Ability, Flame Fruit Absorption. God Level Ability, Listen to the Voices of All Things. After taking a look at the system interface, I found that my Conquerors, Armament Hockey, and Observation Hockey all have room for improvement. His swordsmanship is only at the level of a great swordsman, and is still some distance away from being a top great swordsman. If I can improve these abilities to the top level, my strength can be further improved. 3 months left. At this moment, Luo Nuo suddenly turned his eyes to Rox at the banquet. Rox, the master of the sea. One person can fight against 2 general-level warriors. According to Luo Nuo's speculation, Rox himself did not dare to define his armament haki. But his observation haki and conqueror's haki are absolutely maxed out, reaching the god level recognized by the system. And Luo Nuo always has a feeling. This guy Rox is far from being that capable. He was hardly injured after each fight. It was obvious that he was deliberately controlling it. After all, he had to face 2 general-level warriors every time, and he wasn't seriously injured. His strength might be more terrifying than what he shows. Anyway, there are still 3 months left, and I have to improve myself as quickly as possible in these 3 months. Thinking of this, Luo Nuo left his seat and came to Rox. What is this guy Luo Nuo going to do? Isn't he going to drink anymore? How long have you been drinking? Are you drunk? No, his alcohol tolerance is much higher than that. Whitebeard and Roger looked a little tipsy and looked at Luo Nuo with great curiosity. Golden Lion, Rayleigh, Jabba, Kaido and others at the same table also looked at Luo Nuo curiously. Captain Rox, I want to challenge you. Luo Nuo came in front of Rox and spoke word by word. The sound was either too loud nor too soft, just enough for the members of Roger's pirate group and the top officers of the Rox pirate group to hear. Nanny! As soon as the words fell, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Roger, Rayleigh, Charlotte, Lin and others suddenly widened their eyes, stuck their tongues out, and looked incredulous. Is this guy Luo Nuo crazy? Challenging Rox? After hearing what Luo Nuo said, the top leaders of the Roger and Rox pirates were all surprised. Luo Nuo is actually going to challenge Captain Rox? That's Rox, the Overlord of the Sea. Currently, he is the only Overlord-level pirate in the entire ocean with a bounty of over 5 billion. Why is it that the Rox pirates can have so many powerful pirates without any major splits? There is no doubt that it is because of Rox's overwhelming strength. Only he can suppress these ambitious monsters. Rayleigh, Jabba, Roger and others have never fought against Rox. But I have also heard of the reputation of the Overlord of the Sea. Not to mention the battle between Luo Nuo and Roger 3 months ago. Rox blocked Luo Nuo and Roger's divine attacks with his own body. This one strike was enough for Roger and his gang to see the depth of Rox's strength. To deal with Rox, the Roger pirates must at least have Roger and Rayleigh working together. Maybe even Jabba. Does this guy Luo Nuo have any idea about the position of captain? Golden Lion didn't expect that Luo Nuo actually wanted to challenge Captain Rox. Gulala, stupid lion, don't think Luo Nuo is as boring as you. As the person who knows Luo Nuo best in the Rox pirates, Whitebeard is dismissive of Golden Lion's words. Luo Nuo is not the kind of person who is obsessed with power. Although he is the deputy captain, he never puts on airs on the ship, even when facing ordinary members. I have never ordered the squad leaders to do anything. How could such a person covet the position of captain? In Whitebeard's opinion, there is only one reason why Luo Nuo wants to challenge Rox. That is to prepare for the God Valley War 3 months later. He wants to grow quickly from the battle with Captain Rox. Then we will fight in the Valley of Gods and kill as many celestial dragons as possible. Okay, I accept your challenge. Rox nodded lightly. He knew what Luo Nuo was thinking. I really admire guys like this. And Rox is also happy to see Luo Nuo become stronger. After all, the strength of the man in Mary Joapanga's city is unfathomable, and even Rox himself doesn't know his depth. If you want to achieve your ambition, the stronger the crew is, the better. Vice Captain Luo Nuo has challenged Captain Rox. Oh my god, are you serious? The captain is going to duel with the vice captain. What kind of a crap party is this? If you miss this, you won't be able to watch it anymore. Originally, only a circle of senior executives at the banquet knew that Luo Nuo was going to challenge Rox. Someone said something that immediately caused a stir among the Rox pirates. The banquet was interrupted, and most people came to watch the duel between the captain and the vice captain. Then Rox and Luo No came to an open space and both sides took up their positions. Around, almost all members of the Rox Pirates and Roger Pirates were present. After all, no one wants to miss such a wonderful match. Boom, boom! Two conquerors flew into the air, rubbing against each other in the air, and emitting terrifying dark red metal sparks. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level conquerors domineering. Current progress, 44.4%. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level conquerors domineering. Current progress, 45.9%. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level conquerors domineering. Current progress, 47.3%. Just the collision of conquerors made the system ring non-stop in Luo No's mind. After 3 months of training, the top conquerors only grew by a few percentage points. Now it has increased by nearly 1 percentage point in one go. Luo No was delighted. He was right. Rox, I am afraid he is the best teacher in this ocean. Swish! Luo No swung his sword first, releasing the terrifying sword intent, and combined with Conqueror's entanglement, he slashed at Rox fiercely. Rox was not in a hurry, and wrapped Conquerors around his right arm, and collided directly with the first-generation Kitetsu. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up Power 39458. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up Speed 6698. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up 6,539 Stamina. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level Conquerors domineering. Current progress, 40.9%. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level Armament Hockey. Current progress, 44.2%. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level Observation Hockey. Current progress, 44.7%. What a terrifying power! Luo No felt the terrifying power coming from the first-generation Kitetsu. This is Rock's fighting style. Abandon all fancy techniques and concentrate on cultivating domineering and physical strength. Practice these two skills to the extreme. His fists seemed like two supreme swords, extremely powerful. Even Luo No was a little overwhelmed. He originally held the first-generation Kitetsu with one hand, but immediately switched to using both hands. Even so, his body was trembling a little. You're quite strong. You can actually withstand my full-strength attack. Rox was also surprised. He did not hold back on this punch, and used all his strength. Luo No didn't fly out. It seems that Luo No's power has surpassed that of a general and reached a new level. Withstood a full-force attack from Captain Rox. The power of Vice Captain Luo No should not be underestimated. Everyone in the Rox Pirates was also shocked. It was not easy for Vice Captain Luo No to take this punch. After all, in normal battles, Marine would have to send at least 2 general-level warriors to deal with Captain Rox. It might be an exaggeration to say that a single Admiral-level warrior could kill Captain Rox instantly. But it is definitely not an exaggeration to describe it as ruthless crushing. Boom, boom, boom! After continuous clashes, his domineering aura was leaking out. His energy was in a frenzy, and Hachino's was trembling. In the sky, an extremely terrifying doomsday scene appeared. Whoosh! The next moment, Rox had an idea. He took advantage of the moment when Luo No swung out the first-generation Kitetsu and tightly grasped the blade with his right hand. There's a flaw. Then, he swung his free left hand with all his strength. The violent energy seemed to freeze the space. Conqueror's entanglement swept across the heaven and earth, attacking Luo No. That's why it almost took 2 big strong players to fight against Rox. After all, Rox has 2 hands. Oops. Luo No had no choice but to step back. However, Rox was so powerful that while swinging his left hand, he tightly grasped Luo No's first-generation Kitetsu with his right hand, leaving him with no way to retreat. We can only fight hard. Use the future foreseeing hockey to predict where Rox will attack you. It's on the right waist. Cover the right waist with top-level armament hockey. With a thud! It was like the sound of monks striking a bell with a pestle in the temple in the early morning. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up power 34,578. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up speed 2432. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up 2,368 stamina. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 41.9%. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level Armament Hockey, current progress, 45.2%. Congratulations to the hosts for successfully picking up the top-level Observation Hockey, current progress, 45.7%. With a thud, Rox's heavy punch landed on Luo Noa's right waist. Crash! The next moment, Luo Noa flew out like a human cannonball. It flew several hundred meters away and crashed into a mountain before stopping. Is it over? The pirate's presence seemed to be unsatisfied. Even Vice Captain Luo Noa would not be able to withstand a direct punch from Captain Rox. No, Captain Rox, he seems injured. Tick, tick. At the same time, the pirates discovered that bright red blood was dripping from Rox's right arm. The pirates present were immediately shocked. This was the first time they saw Captain Rox get injured in a one-on-one duel. Captain Luo Noa. He actually hurt Captain Rox. As expected of you, you're the vice captain. This is the first time I've seen Captain Rox get injured in a one-on-one duel. Yes, this is the first time I've seen it too. It's really scary. The pirate minions were extremely shocked, and so were the captains such as Golden Lion, Charlotte Lin Lin, and John. They also saw for the first time that Rox got injured in a one-on-one situation. It's over. You are the first person who can hurt me in a 1v1 situation. Rox looked at the bloody wound on his right arm that was cut by the first-generation Kitetsu, and said with appreciation. Just now, Luo Noa exchanged injuries for injuries, and used the first-generation Kitetsu to cut his own right arm before being hit. The fierce Conqueror's entanglement broke Rox's body, which had been trained to the extreme. Whether it is this kind of sudden inspiration in combat experience, or the powerful destructive power that can cut open one's own flesh, all of this is enough to prove that he is worthy of the title of Vice Captain of the Rox Pirates. Take the remaining 3 months to recover from your injuries. The Valley of Gods cannot live without you. Rox finished speaking and prepared to leave. Who said it's over? At this moment, the smoke in the deep pit dissipated and Luo Noa's voice was heard. The next moment, a figure flashed in front of Rox. At this time, there were obvious scars on Luo Noa's body, and a trace of blood was flowing from the corner of his mouth. There are some scars on the right waist, and it looks like it is a little dented, but it is only a minor injury. After all, Luo Noa has the physical gift of a steel balloon. In addition, he could foresee the future, and use his observation hockey to sense the attacked part. Use the top-level armament hockey to concentrate on one point for defense. This is how Rox's full-strength attack was neutralized. Otherwise, without any of these abilities, I would not be able to defend against this punch. Rox, the Overlord of the Sea, is really scary. He's still alive and kicking after being hit head-on by Captain Rox. As expected of Vice Captain Luo Noa. How did he manage to survive? Unbelievable? Any general-level warrior wouldn't be able to withstand a punch from Captain Rox. Many members of the Rox Pirates were stunned. You can still stand up after being hit by a punch from Captain Rox? I feel like I would have to stay in bed for at least 3 months. Ha ha ha, it seems like it doesn't matter. This is terrifying. Has Vice Captain Luo Noa's strength reached this level? Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Charlotte Lin Lin, and others were all stunned. The captains of these teams know best how powerful Rox is. After all, they have been following Rox the longest. That covered Conqueror's entanglement's full-strength attack, and it hit him head-on. Even if a general-level warrior was hit, he would probably be either dead or disabled. How far has this guy Luo Noa grown? Even Whitebeard Roger was amazed. They believed that even after being hit head-on by Rox, it would be impossible for them to stand up so quickly. It's only been 3 months. How did Luo No grow so fast? The gap doesn't seem to be narrowing at all, but is getting bigger and bigger. Interesting, ha ha ha, really interesting. Rox was slightly surprised, then burst into laughter. This guy's growth rate is beyond my expectations. Then becomes stronger, Luo No, the stronger the better. Boom, boom! The two sides once again engaged in a fierce battle. Using his physical talent, the iron balloon, combined with the ability to foresee the future, he uses his observation haki. Although Luo No was obviously suppressed by Rox, Rox had no better way to defeat Luo No quickly. In every confrontation, Luo No could pick up a lot of strength, speed, and stamina points. The progress of the three-color domineering power is also constantly increasing. Because the battle was so intense, Luo No's comprehension of swordsmanship was also enhanced. In the end, after a long battle, Luo No lost because his domineering aura was exhausted. Everyone expected Luo No to lose to Rox. But no one expected that Vice Captain Luo No could fight Captain Rox to such an extent. This was also the first time they saw someone who could fight Captain Rox alone and win. Even Rox got hurt. Even Captain Whitebeard and Captain Golden Lion can't do it. Vice Captain Luo No is truly the best man under Rox. Let's fight again in a week. You need to rest for a week to recover from your injuries, Rox said as he looked at Luo No, whose domineering aura was exhausted and whose body was covered with scars. Of course, Rox also had some knife wounds. He could feel that Luo No was getting stronger in the battle with him. In this case, I am willing to help him. In 3 months, I hope Luo No can become as strong as possible before the Valley of Gods. Good. Luo No agreed, and now he looked at his system interface again. It had completely changed. Host Luo No. Age 17. Strength, general level. Speed, general level. Physical strength, general level. Haki, top level Conqueror's Haki, current progress, 48.9%. Top level Armament Haki, current progress, 57.7%. Top level Observation Haki, current progress, 59.2%. Other abilities, Swordsmanship, Great Swordsman level, progress, 70.6%. Combat Experience, top level. Axe Skills, advanced. Conqueror's Entanglement, Armament Haki, Raya Sakura, Observation Haki, Foresee the Future, Physical Talent. Iron Balloon. Moves, Iron Fist, Slashing Wave, Kirin, Marine 6 Styles. Lion Thousand Slice Valley, Cloud Slash. Ghost Tetsu II 10 Styles, God Avoidance, Mountain Breaking. Fruit Ability, Flame Fruit Absorption. God Level Ability, Listen to the Voices of All Things. The three-color domineering has made rapid progress. The swordsmanship progress has reached 70%, and he will soon become a top swordsman. In the last 3 months, I must work hard. 3 months passed in a flash. The customary sacrificial day of the celestial dragons is about to arrive. Rox also immediately gathered all the cadres and prepared to march towards the Valley of Gods.